would like to thank Boston Pizza for their support of this production. Boston Pizza has been in business in Cranbrook since November of 1991. They have 30 full and part-time employees to serve you better. Every Tuesday night is pasta night at Boston Pizza, and their staff invites you to come on in, sit down, and enjoy. Boston Pizza, 1201 Cranbrook Street North.
This production is brought to you in part by Binky's Auto Clean. Owner Paul Hobart employs 3 people and specializes in complete interior and exterior cleaning and polishing of your vehicle. Binky's Auto Clean is located at number 3, 403 Industrial Road A in Cranbrook, and their motto is, how your car looks is a reflection on us. Binky's Auto Clean, a proud sponsor of community programming on Shaw Cable 11.
Welcome to Rocky Hockey. From the Cranbrook Silverdome tonight, a treat. The Russian under-17 selects are playing the Cranbrook Colts in an exhibition game. Great thing for the league. But before we start, we're going to go back to January 7th, 1992, and we're going to listen to Bronco and Rocket. Maybe we're not.
Brought to you by the Cranbrook Auto Hall, home of Honda, Hyundai, Mazda, Suzuki, RVs, and of course, the new addition to the Auto Mall, Runners.
The only goal we scored.
Number 18, Brent Hall with the puck. He'll dump it in. Jason Sims will chase. Mike Minnis now goes in and picks it up for the Colts. He has word on the blue line, doesn't get it to him. Minnis behind the net to Sims. Sims, a shot, he scores! The Colts leading scorer, number 15, Jason Sims, ties this game with 4:44 left to go in the first. Bronco at the blue line now. The Soviet selects working the puck. A chance in front, number 16, the rebound. Just a great move there by Sergei Brylan after Alexei Lashkin got him the puck. Number 21 for the CIS selects Alexander Alexeev. Throws it up the center of ice. Number 15 coming away, that's Brylan. Brylan will dump it off. Number 16, right in and right between the 5-hole, Alexei Lashkin. A beautiful goal there, and Dave Armitage didn't know which way he was going to go, and he put it right up the middle.
And in about 2 plays, they brought the puck from their own zone just because a defenseman who had his stick tied up. He was able to kick the pass up to a forward who in turn had a pass onto a winger, and then it's a shot in on Armitage again. So they're very good as well.
A chance right off the face-off. Dave Armitage has it slipped through his pads, I believe, number 27. Sergei Klimovich is going to get credit for that goal. We'll have to wait and see on the official score, but boy, the second period has been a good one here for the CIS selects as they erupt for 4 straight goals. Ian Benson will shoot this one in. The Colts, definitely nothing to be ashamed of. They put on an excellent show. A chance for maybe a late goal here as Kevin Oakenfold tries to come out in front. A shot, good chance there for Chad Armstrong on the setup from Kevin Oakenfold. And now, this is Brylan. Brylan, what a move in, and Brylan splits to the defense. And I think
that's the hat trick goal right there. 2 MVP players.
The most valuable player this evening for the CIS select number 15, Sergei Brylan.
No doubt about it, Sergei Brylan with a hat trick goal late in the game. It looks like he got at least 1 helper on the night.
3 goals and 1 assist, a 4-point game, and not the fact that he had the hat trick, just his individual play, just superb throughout the whole night.
Very dominant.
And Simmer too, he's an excellent hockey player with the Cranbrook Colts, and I think that there were a number of people out there who could have had the nod as well.
Jason Sims played well. We gave him the nod, but Dave Armitage, Rick Nickel played well.
Adam Brash played well. Kevin Oakenfold, and I don't think the Cranbrook Colts have to be unhappy with any of their play at all. They put on an excellent show, and now we see a great show of sportsmanship as they shake hands, and I'm sure that
Well, that was Rocket Rod Schween, now with Cranbrook's FM station, The Outlaw. And the other voice you heard there was Bronco Horvath. John Bronco Horvath, you've come a long way from the booth. You're now the president of the Rocky Mountain Junior Hockey League. Tonight we've got a real treat here, Bronco. The Russian under-18 selects and the Cranbrook Colts. 4 years almost since the last time.
Well, you know, it's always been a great pleasure to have these people come here, and you know, I think we have to give a bit of credit to the gentleman here on my left. Jay, many years ago when he was the president of the Cranbrook Colts, talked to the fellas at Augustana College, and actually through his hard work and dedication with Rocky hockey at that time in our early years, he was the ambassador, I guess you might say, in bringing that first Russian squad to the Cranbrook area, Jay. So, you know, it's a long ways from that first game, and you know, I know tonight is going to be a great game here for the fans. I hope we have a full house here.
Well, I'll tell you, it was a great experience, Bronco, and I thank you for that. But believe me, it took a lot of work on a lot of people's part to bring at that time it was the former Soviet Union. It was the last time that hockey team actually had played together as a unit was that night here in Cranbrook, and a lot of fun memories for myself. You know, watching the tape there, looking at Maxim Betts, young, raw 18-year-old out of the Soviet Union, went on to play in the National Hockey League, and looking back, also we had a look at Kevin Oakenfold, a winger for the Colts, who is actually the first player from our team, the Cranbrook Colts, back in '92, that went on to University of Alaska on a scholarship. So, you know, and to see Simmer, Jason Sims score a goal, it brings back some great memories.
Bronco, you were at the game last night in Fernie. Fernie won 6-3. Give us a little recap on that.
Well, actually, no, it was a great hockey game. There's a lot of, I talked to a lot of NHL scouts there. We had guys from Tampa, from Florida, from Philadelphia, the Islanders, and you know, they were really pleased with the hockey game. From our point of view, this is nothing but a huge credible note to the Rocky Mountain Junior Hockey League. The game in itself, I have to give full marks to the Fernie Ghost Riders. I thought that they just seemed to put a blanket on the Russians. Anytime they had the opportunity to lay on the body, they seemed to lay on the body. It was just an excellent game, and the pace was incredible. I think you'll see that here tonight as well, because of course the Cranbrook Colts, you know, a very freewheeling hockey team, and but full marks so for that victory, and again, it adds nothing but credibility to our league.
Well, Bronco, we did mention in Prince George a 5-4 loss by Prince George on Friday night. Prince George was up 4-3 in the third period, so a win and a one-goal loss is more than credible.
Oh, absolutely right, Terry. You know, the Prince George Spruce Kings are a great hockey team as well, and you know, the Fort St. John Huskies, they ran into some problems up there. They were defeated 11-1 rather soundly, but nonetheless, they put in a young goaltender, and they probably scored about 7 goals on him of the 11. But it was just the experience of letting that boy play against the Russians, and like Jay has said, you know, who knows from this young Russian team who's going to play in the NHL, and that's what it's all about. It's a fun thing here as well. So, you know, the score really doesn't mean a lot. However, when we do win, it is nice for us. But nonetheless, it's fun memories too for these kids that play out here. I mean, sometimes we have to think back and put the fun part of it back into the game.
Well, that's what it's all about. There's no question that fun is what it is all about. And you know, for a lot of these players, particularly with the Colts, it is probably their only opportunity to play any international hockey at all. And to play a team of this nature is an outstanding opportunity for them. But the key thing to remember as well is you're going to look at a hockey club here tonight, the under-18 selects from Russia, that are an outstanding group of individuals that have been put together to play in an outstanding tournament. The Viking Cup has been known for years as an outstanding international tournament. Leroy Johnson and all the guys up at Augustana University College do a great job, and you know, this has become an annual event, or pardon me, a biannual event, and it's a great opportunity. The other thing I'd just like to mention as well is that you know, Bronco, as we used to call him, the commissioner of the Rocky Mountain Junior Hockey League, has done an outstanding job, you know, promoting the league, and believe me, the people that I've talked to from Augustana University College, Leroy Johnson, all the guys, have always enjoyed the hospitality shown in all centers, and that goes to Kimberley, to Fernie, like last night, Cranbrook. They've also played in Trail, they've played in Prince George, Fort St. John, and I'll tell you, it's a tribute to all of them, and believe me, to have the opportunity every 2 years to have these guys come in is a tribute to these guys for continuing to do a great job for the league.
Well, Jay, that little limb that you were out on a few years ago to try to get the team in here and encourage people and persuade people to have the team come in, and people didn't really want to take the chance on taking a bath at the gate. Well, everybody was proven wrong, and we continue in Cranbrook to have great crowds at all of these matches.
No question, and you know that night it was standing room only. It was really tough because we played right after Christmas, or right after New Year's, I should say. But you know, still, hockey fans are hockey fans, and you look tonight, like we've got Vladimir Shadrin, who played on the old Soviet national team years ago, and to see him here tonight is a real thrill for me from watching the '72 series. Anybody who watches hockey watched it, and you know he's here in Cranbrook today, and. Tell you, for me, it makes my blood boil. I just think it's a great.
So, Bronco, some last thoughts before you leave us?
Well, I just want to say again, thanks to you people in Shaw Cable. You do an excellent job promoting the community, and you know, Jay and yourself again doing a great job up here with Rocky Hockey. Always doing the best that you can for the league, and tonight I know that the folks, if they're watching this game here tonight. They should be down here though with a ticket because they want to come and see some future stars of Russian hockey going to the NHL. With that, I just want to say thank you very much.
Well, thanks you, Bronco. We really appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Bronco, the commissioner of the Rocky Mountain Junior Hockey League.
We like to call him the commissioner.
The commissioner.
The southern gentleman from the southern division of the Rocky Mountain Junior Hockey League. Always a pleasure to have around. And I'm just going to pass a mic here to Jason Cavan, our public address. I guess I just get the word from Jason that he's not going to be introducing. Will be at ice. Okay, I correct that. Jason will be introducing players, so I'll pass the microphone over to Jason.
And Jay, before you do that, we have courtesy of the people traveling with the Russian team. 2 programs, all autographed. Great.
Outstanding.
Don't be stealing mine either.
Hey, it's the giving. It's the giving season, and believe me, I feel like receiving. So if you want to give me yours, I don't have a problem with that.
Well, before we start this, just got a couple of things. Let's just compare these teams, and let's see, for the Colts, let's see if anybody has quicker feet than Charlie Murray. Let's see if anybody hits on the open ice better than Kelly McLean. Let's see if the goaltenders are as good as Poole and Herdman. Let's see if anybody comes out of a crowd better than Riley Nelson. Let's test them all against Brant Kersey, who's the same age. Jeff Steckman is a year younger than all of these players, except for 2, I believe. Let's see how he stacks up. See if anybody's aggressive as Chris Young. That's scary. Anybody more physical than Andy Oakes, and anybody with better stick skills than Wyatt Bridge?
Well, if I was to answer the question, I would say yes to all of the above. I think every person you mentioned is a formidable opponent and equal to the task. And I think, Terry, you hit the nail on the head with a lot of these guys. Quick feet. Charlie Murray, saw him bouncing around at the beginning of as we came to the rink here an hour and a half before game time. Charlie was still in his civvies and jumping his step. And Andy Oakes standing outside the dressing room, just gritting his teeth a little bit. So, no, you're right. I think we've got a great opportunity. Jeff Steckman, I'll tell you, his coach, Calvin McKay, has taken a lot of pride in Jeff this year and given him an opportunity on a lot of occasions to take the big face-off, and I think he will be called upon to do that again tonight.
Welcome your Cranbrook
And we
Colts.
forgot one more thing. Let's see if Calvin McKay and Rick Allen can compare with Vladimir Shadrin and Sergei Gamayev.
I don't think
coaches, by the way.
Well, I think Calvin and Rocky are much better dressed, but no.
I don't know if there's good luck there.
Well, I'll tell you, we're sure proud to have these guys here, and equally as proud to have the opportunity to bring it to you folks at home here on Shaw Cable, your community-minded broadcaster here in the East Kootenays, and we will now turn things over shortly to Jason Cavan.
One other person of note is Yuri Carrington, who's a referee
ladies and gentlemen,
international
before we
fame.
turn things over to Jay Savage downstairs tonight, we will first introduce the lineups for both hockey clubs. Starting with the Russian National Junior 18 selects. Goaltender number 1, Konstantin Chaschukhin. Goaltender number 20, Andrei Vasiliev. Number 2, Maxim Solovev. Number 3, Alexei Belosev. Number 4, Alexander Tezikov. Number 5, Nikolai Inatov. Number 6, Pavel Trakhanov. Number 7, Dmitry Chernov. Number 8, Igor Grigoriev. Number 9, Alexei Deniskin. Number 10, Oleg Vasha. Number 11, Maxim Aftaganov. Number 12, Yuri Babenko. Number 13, Yuri Dolgov. Number 14, Alexei Vorobiev. Number 15, Denis Ivanov. Number 16, Vadim Averkin. Number 18, Alexei Kraviskov. Scratch tonight is number 19, Pavel Terakov. Number 21, Andrei Markov. Also scratched tonight is number 22, Pavel Shayanov. Number 23, Lev Krutovasov. Number 24, Ashkat Ramatulin. And number 32, Yuri Butsayev.
Hang on, Calvin.
Ladies and gentlemen, head coach Vladimir Shedrin, assistant coach Sergei Gimyayan. Please welcome the Russian Junior National 18 Selects. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to introduce your defending Citizen Cup champion, Cranbrook Colts. Goaltender number 1, Clayton Poole. Number 29, Sean Herdman. Number 2, Greg Martinuk. Number 3, Brant Kersey. Sideline tonight, number 6, Kyle Fox. Number 7, Kelly McLean. Number 9, Jeff Scott. Number 10, Darren Ibbotson. Number 11, Sean Dorey. Number 12, Jeff Steckman. Number 14, Wyatt Bridge. Number 15, Shane Henkel. Number 16, and team captain, Riley Nelson. Number 17, Sean Downey. Number 18, Nathan Rudolph. Number 19, Charlie Murray. Number 22, Shane Sebulak. Number 23, Andy Oakes. Number 24, Chris Young. Number 27, Robert Brook. And number 28, Morgan Bailey. Head coach, Kelvin McKay. Assistant coaches, Rick Allen, Brian Becker, trainer, Gary Hansen, general manager, Norm Guizel. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a big hand for both clubs before we turn things downstairs to our master of ceremonies tonight, Cranbrook Chamber of Commerce President Jay Savage.
Thank you, Jason. I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight on the rare opportunity we have to enjoy international hockey here in the Cranbrook Silverdome. We hope you'll enjoy tonight's game of hockey. I'd like to welcome here to Cranbrook the Russian under-18 selects and look forward to a great game here this evening. I'd like to now introduce here for our ceremonial face-off our youth ambassador, our sweetheart of Sam Steele, Kim Fiorentino. If we can call our captains forward, please, for our ceremonial face-off. And our ceremonial face-off, again, thank you to Kim Fiorentino, our sweetheart of Sam Steele. Thank you, guys. Again, on behalf of all of the citizens of Cranbrook, the business community, the Chamber of Commerce, the council, and Folks at Cranbrook, welcome. Enjoy the game here this evening. I'd like to now ask you to please rise and join in the singing of the respective national anthems.
No, just oh, Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thanks, Don. The guys from Mount Baker. Just before we get underway with our exchange of gifts in our hockey, I'd like to thank our flag bearers here this evening, carrying the Canadian flag, Jillian Epp, and with the Russian flag, Christy Docking. Thank you. A couple of other sponsors we'd like to thank here: Pepsi, here in Cranbrook, Columbia Brewing, the Cottage Restaurant for supplying our beer and borscht, and those of you that are interested, the borscht, fresh bread, and beverages will be available upstairs all evening long. Well, we'd like to thank EK Radio for publicizing our event. Just before we get underway with our opening face-off, it's traditional in international hockey to exchange a gift between the teams. We'd like to ask the teams to come to center ice and exchange pins and gifts in a show of good sportsmanship and goodwill. And I'll turn it over to your game announcer, Jason Cavan, and wish both teams good luck and have a great game.
Well, Terry, I'd like to thank Christy Docking and Jillian Epp from the Cranbrook Figure Skating Club for carrying the flags of our respective countries. And tonight, with the armbands on, will be our referee, Glenn Brown. Our linesmen are veterans, Greg Lavalley and Rick Bokenstein. For Mr. Brown, this isn't his first opportunity to referee international hockey, or any game of that matter, of this nature or stature. Coming up in the first period, I should say, we'll have Jim Nill, the Director of Player Development for the Detroit Red Wings, and also joining us will be Bert Marshall, who is Director of Amateur Scouting for the New York Islanders of the National Hockey League. A lot of scouts on hand here tonight. And calling the play-by-play of this international event will be Terry Minnis, and Terry, we'll turn it over to you for the broadcast.
Well, we'll have some fun tonight, Jay. The Russian under-18 selects and the Cranbrook Colts. And the selects start off with the puck, and we're going to have a little difficulty, maybe, but we'll check it out. Watch for lots of puck movement. Watch for some great individual moves. Except there as Kelly McLean starts off with a hit, and there's a knee on Brook. McLean has the puck on the other side to Jeff Scott, and Scott has played well since coming to the Colts a couple of weeks ago. The Russians, and we'll call them the Russians, Jay. I think that's appropriate tonight. And here they come in. Afinogenkov has play broken up. Rudolph goes by the checker, by the puck, and Rudolph comes up with it again. Has some difficulty against Trakhanov, and Andy Oakes off the boards. Downey chases the puck. Murray falls on it. It's in deep, and it's offside.
Well, Terry, we've got quite a cross-section of young players from across Russia, from all points. A lot of these players have had international experience before, and we'll get into some of them as we get on. And a lot of these players have also played at higher levels, such as senior hockey, at a very tender age. Some as young as 15 years old, playing amongst men.
Well, Markov, Afinogenov, and Rakhmatulin are the Russian forwards. And the puck comes back into the Colt zone, and Brent Kersey back in his own zone. Watched by Afinogenov. The pass ahead to Chris Young is in his skates. Charlie Murray by Agenov. Puck goes behind the net. Russians trying to get out and having a lot of difficulty against the forechecking of Dory and Chris Young. Kersey back across ice pass to Martinook. Martinook to the line and out just barely because Afinogenov was in.
Well, Terry, we talked a little bit about some of the people involved. You have a look at the Russian bench there. We've got the coach is Vladimir Shadrin. Vladimir Shadrin, the name is, or should be, very familiar to hockey fans in the East Kootenay. Any who watched Soviet Canadian hockey going back as far as 1967.
Well, Bebenko is the centerman, and with the puck, a pass ahead doesn't connect. Martinook for the Colts. Gives it to Kavasha into the slot, and Chris Young goes right by the puck. Dumped in deep. Ibbotson is back, chased by Kavasha, and he's the biggest player in the ice. Pass ahead off the stick of Chris Young. Soloviev, his pass goes to Martinook, and neither team connecting on too many passes here yet, Jay. Deniskin is 9 for the Russians. On defense, there's a shot, and that just is stopped by the goaltender, Chestukin. Good speed, but McLean breaks the rush up. Kavasha is at the line, trying to get away from Brook. McLean breaks that rush up. Riley Nelson to Sebilak, ahead to Brook, and Brook will chase Chernov. Brook is the first player in, but Chernov comes up with a puck, and out they come to center. Bebenko over the line, right in, scores! Krudovostov on a bit of a broken play by the Colts, Jay. Running around a little bit, and you let it 2-on-1, and there it is.
Well, even, they may be national selects, but that type of goal is very uncharacteristic for the Cranbrook Colts. Poole was beaten there on a shot that, we haven't seen many goals like that against the Colts this year. Krudovostov made no mistake, but he had lots of net to shoot at as well, Terry, so to see what happens here.
Well, Clayton Poole way back in the net, and Krudovostov had lots to shoot at. Fernie 6 and the Russians 3 last night. Oakes in deep, a centering pass, and that's broken up. Back to the line, Morgan Bailey can't hold it in. Bailey will be chased by Ivanov. Bailey up with the puck. Murray helps him out. And Rudolph decks Chernov, who ran at him. Here comes Murray to center. Over the line, cutting in. They'll go behind the net and center it. The puck is in the slot. Rudolph falls down. Oakes at the side. Can't find Murray with a pass, and Morgan Bailey will have to start things over again. Bailey dumps the puck in. Back in his own zone is Grigoriev, and that'll be icing.
Well, Terry, coming at 2:55 of this first period was the first Russian goal scored by Lev Krudovostov. And as our lovely interpreter shared with us prior to the game is that in Russian is crooked tail. Thought we might share that.
Crooked tail, all right. Jeff Steckman wins the draw. Dory bats it to the corner. In his own zone is Dolgoff. The puck comes into the slot. Henkel will chase it. Kersey at center for the Colts. He'll come back in. He's dropped on the back. There's a mix-up. Dory on the backhand won't get a shot away. Can't center it either. He's run up against the wall by Dolgoff. Puck is back in deep. Henkel will chase it. Steckman cuts it off. A pass in the slot to Dory. Dory won't go anywhere, and away is Vorbayev. A long pass ahead, and that's icing, and Henkel just misses on a run. Just misses Vorbayev.
Just to give you a little history, Krutas Vostov played as a member of the Russian junior under-17 team and took part in a four-nation tournament in February of '95, and the Russians won the tournament. He collected 2 goals in 3 games and ranked 5th on the team's scoring list. He was a member of the Russian junior team touring Ontario in March of '95 as well.
All the players but 3, Jay, born in 1978, the other 3 born in 1979. Trakhanov weaves his way out, and then the pass is broken up by the Colts. Riley Nelson dumps it back in, and Ignatov, a big defenseman, gets him. Sebilak and Riley Nelson. Nelson back to the point. Martinuk, a high shot. Chestukin, a good save. Comes out and just blocks the angle. Rakhmatulin won't get out. Brook keeps the puck in. Chasing it is Sebilak, and he'll get a stick on Trakhanov. Into the corner. Sebilak, a centering pass, and it's tipped away from Riley Nelson. There's a pass ahead on the side. A slap shot just wide by Afanagenov. Murray against Rakhmatulin. Martinuk is in. Murray can't get hold of the puck. It's at the side of the net. Rakhmatulin behind the net. Leaves the puck for Afanagenov. Downey belts Rakhmatulin. Murray ahead to Oakes. Oakes a little difficulty, but Martinuk ahead. It goes to Downey. Downey playing in the wing. It looks like Jay, he's a defenseman. Russians, a little bit of difficulty here until Rakhmatulin comes in. A cross-ice pass. Afanagenov, another pass back on the other side. A one-on-one. McLean does a good job to force Markov behind the net. There's Wyatt Bridge, the 20-year-old for the Colts. On the other side, Ibbotson back to Bridge. He can't hang on to it. 2 Russians over the line, a hard shot, and that misses by Markov, and that's his second miss, I think. Oakes at center. McLean, a backhand pass to Rudolph. He's bodied by Deniskin. Not too many Russians are going to be stronger than Rudolph, Jay. There's Dory in on the puck and falls. Russians won't get out against Bridge, and Bridge couldn't get the puck in deep enough. A long pass ahead to center. Right in was Kavasha, and he couldn't get the pass from Krudovostov. McLean off the boards is Steckman. He can't get it out. Steckman blocks another pass. A high shot and Poole with his first real save of the night on Deniskin.
Oleg Kavasha, big number 10 for the Russians. As they're just making a quick change. We've had a look at him a couple times here tonight as he's just heading off. He's a big kid. He stands well over 6 feet, 6'1", 176 pounds. His 1995-96 league team is CSKA of Moscow.
Looks like a young Yakushev. Bailey in difficulty. He gets a puck to Sebilak. Sebilak and Riley Nelson. Nelson flips it in, and Brook couldn't come up with it. That was offside. Brook picks it up. We'll try to get it to the corner. Sebilak turns. Riley Nelson will go to the corner. He's hacked. Sebilak, a backhand pass. Picked up by Tezakov. And they love those cross-ice passes, and there's one. Bailey. Scott will chase Shinoff. We thought Shinoff wasn't going to be playing, Jay, but he's out there. At least his number is. Shinoff off the boards, a quick shot. Walked in front by Bailey. Brook and Sebilak, and they'll dump it in and get a change. Back in his own zone quickly is Grigoriev, and he can fly. There's a pass ahead, and that won't do any good there. Kersey. Oakes off the boards. Here comes Charlie Murray over the line, and he's run and he's going to get a penalty. High sticking or charging or something. There's the first penalty of the game to Grigoriev. Good call by Glenn Brown. The whistle at arm was up. The linesman's arm was up for the offside, and there was a late hit, a high stick, and a bit of a run. Take your pick.
Well, the only pick I'll take is the one that I actually saw the referee make, and that was charging. And this penalty comes at the 7-minute 35-second mark of the first period.
Rudolph, Murray, and Oakes for the Colts. Kersey and Downey on the points as Downey is back. Kersey to center, gets away from a check, momentarily falls down. Murray back for the Colts. He'll come to center all by himself against three Russians. Tries to split him. Downey at the point. Takes too long. A shot! Just misses. And hit Rudolph. Here's trouble. Here's a one-on-one at center. Over the line against Downey. There's Vorobyev. Vorobyev waits. And a stick by Oakes away from the play. Russians back in their own zone. Poole will leave the puck for Downey. And Jay, it's always tough for a team to play a foreign team in an exhibition game like this. Everybody's always a little bit nervous to start. Riley Nelson across the bridge. Martinook was just about gone. Back is Jeff Scott. Scott in his own zone, looking for somebody to pass to at center. He'll try to dump it in and does. And Sebilak will go in, and so will Nelson, but Riley Nelson ends up with a puck. The captain. Cross-ice pass, and Bridge misses. I don't think he was ready, Jay. Martinook misses. Here they come to center. Over the line is Markov, and Jeff Scott stands him up. Markov to the corner. Riley Nelson takes over. Nelson for the Colts. On the other side is Jeff Scott. A backhand pass knocked down by the Russians at center. Ignatov. Martinook is back. Martinook in his own zone. Watched by Afinogenov. The pass to Nelson. He's been out for a long shift. Going to the puck is Dory. Dory behind the net. He's checked. Chris Young can't get on it. Trakhanov shoots a puck down the ice, and that'll do it for the penalty and the power play. McLean, a long pass. Dory couldn't get loose. Neither can Steckman. Steckman stays on the puck. Cross-ice pass. Babenko. Kavasha couldn't get away. Dory for the Colts. Won't get away from Kavasha, and he falls. Tipped out over the line by Bailey. Here's a 2-on-1. Murray and Bailey. And Murray couldn't bat it out of the air. That was close to being offside. Kelly McLean for the Colts, back in his own zone. He gives the puck to Babenko. He'll pay the price. Babenko gives it away. Murray through Oakes' stick. Oakes at center, picks up the loose puck, going to the net is Rudolph. Here's Oakes, pass in front, and Rudolph had just gone a little bit too far. And Chestukin makes the save.
Well, a great opportunity here, Terry. 9:33 remaining in this first period in this Shaw Cable broadcast, as Nathan Rudolph had a golden opportunity to draw the Colts within one, but Chestukin made the save. I'd like to say a little kakdelya. That's how's it going in Russian. So a little bit of slang.
How is it going?
It's going great.
There's the sleeper play. The Russians only had 4 skaters on the ice. Snuck one in off the faceoffs. Scott's in trouble. The puck doesn't get out over the line. The Russians give it away. Sebilak, a pass ahead to Brook, doesn't click. Scott again. Off the boards. Nelson with his glove ahead to Brook. Brook and Sebilak. Over the line is Brook. Drops it for Sebilak. He can't control the puck. Gets it back. To the point is Ibbotson. A shot. And Chestukin is way out on an easy save. On an easy shot. Ibbotson off the boards. Sebilak can't come up with a puck. The Russians do. On the other side was Tezikov. A pass ahead. Intended for Ivanov. Scott breaks it up. Ivanov back in. Chasing the puck will be Shinoff. And Ibbotson for the Colts away. Shinoff against Scott, and Scott's in a bit of difficulty. A good play by Jeff Scott. He gets a puck down the ice. 8:25 left in a very quick first period. Oaks can't get in deep enough. There's a pass ahead. Downey chasing Averkin and Kersey. Off the boards to Murray. Murray to Downey. Downey will be chased. Downey, a cross-ice pass to Murray. Murray can't find it. Gets the puck away from Dolgov. And in after it is Vorbayev for the Russians. There's another cross-ice pass to center. Russians trying to get away from the captain, Riley Nelson. Volgov over the line. Here they are, three of them, and it's broken up by Kersey on a pass from Vorbayev. Soloviev at the point. In deep is Averkin, the captain. A hard shot and just misses as Poole had come out. Sebilak has checked Kersey on the boards. In some difficulty with Riley Nelson. Away to Brook, and Brook's all by himself, and there's two pitchforks. A long pass over the Kersey. Stops one play. In on the puck is Afanagenkov. And Brook flips it to center. It's grabbed and picked up by Martinuk. Gee, we haven't seen, no, there's a pass right there. Over the line is Afanagenkov against Kersey, and Poole is down. It cuts the angle down. Steckman off the boards. Chris Young will chase it. And look out here. Ignatov and Chris Young. On the puck is Young. He falls. He can't get a centering pass away. Young against three Russians to get some help from Steckman. Here comes Hankel. Chris Young, a backhander. A loose puck, and Hankel couldn't get a stick on it. And there we go. And there's the closest chance for the Colts, Jay. And Hankel just couldn't get a stick on the puck, and great work on the boards by Chris Young.
Well, you know, something that I found a little discouraging tonight so far, Terry, is that the Colts, although given an opportunity, just aren't putting that bang-bang type of play together like we're so used to seeing. And I think you were right. You mentioned earlier a little bit of nerves possibly. Maybe taking a little step back, maybe not wanting to get too involved with the Russians, but I think it'll come along. A great opportunity there for the Colts.
On the draw, the Russians ring the boards. Kavasha won't keep it, hang on to it, and Bailey right back in. Belousov, number 3. There's a pass across intended for Kudovostov. Kavasha goes by the puck. It's taken over by Babenko. Martinuk on Babenko. In is Kavasha. Kavasha back to Babenko. Poole is down. Chris Young won't get to it quick enough. Steckman does, and he's bodied. Chris Young will be bodied, but hangs on to the puck. He can't shovel it into the Russian zone. Going after it is Chernov. Chernov with 5:55 left, and they can stop on a dime. That's the old timers going to skate on a dime. Rudolph breaks the play up. Wilkes can't get by with the puck. Rudolph to the net, a centering pass, and it's through. Here's a 2-on-1. Kavasha at center. A pass across. McLean. Good body work there on Ruckmatulin. Puck comes to center. McLean Blake breaks up another rush, and Charlie Murray takes over. Going to the net is Rudolph on his stick. Right in. And he couldn't get a good shot away. Sent in by Murray. Here's McLean at the point. A wrister is wide. Oaks deep. Rudolph on the puck. Looking for Murray. Rudolph still has the puck on the other side. He'll try to get it to Oaks. And Oaks had gone to the front of the net, and Gregoria flips it high in the air. Poole will have to come out. It's no icing. Why? I don't think Kareem could have got that one. Murray ahead to Sebilak. Sebilak, a good play. Murray couldn't get it to Brook, who was gone. And now that's their favorite play, is to flip it in the air. Jeff Scott off the boards. Back alone is McLean. A cross-ice pass broken up, but Roddy Nelson can't get away. McLean will try to get it in deep. And misses. A check. No, a Russian, sorry, by Shayanov. Brook is back. He's chased by Ivanov. Poole in trouble. Rings the boards. Sebilak. Nelson can't get out. Sebilak will get another chance. Gets away from Shayanov. Roddy Nelson will try the other side and switches. Uh-oh, here's trouble. In the slot, a shot! And a good save by Poole off of Butsayev.
Well, Terry, Clayton Poole has been called upon to make 4 saves here so far tonight. The Colts have 6 shots on the Russian netminder. 4:03 remaining. As we mentioned, upcoming first intermission, Jim Nill, Director of Player Development for the Detroit Red Wings, and also Bert Marshall, Director of Amateur Scouting for the Islanders, Terry, and we're looking forward to talking a little bit about the job that those gentlemen are doing here this evening.
Dolgov shoots it to the corner. It's back on the other side. Solovayev keeps the puck in. 2 Colts after the puck, and Steckman, the 3rd Colt there. Back. Chris Young hacks at it. It'll come on the other side. Dolgov will start away. Pass ahead. Broken up. Chris Young with some room and gives the puck away. Young has it returned to him, and Kersey with the puck. On the other side, Bailey, a long pass ahead, broken up by Dolgov. Over the line is Averkin. Going to the puck is Kersey against Kuvo-Puskov. Back to the point, Dolgov. A shot's blocked by Charlie Murray. Oaks can't break up the rush. On the sideboards, Bailey, a good checking job there. Riley Nelson on the other side is Sean Dory. Dory with Oaks, and Dory will change. Going back in his own zone, Solovayev starts away, a long pass to center. Picked up by Markov. A hard shot and a good save by Poole. Ibbotson against Markov in the corner. Markov. Ramatulin gives the puck to Bridge, and Bridge can't get out. Oaks and Bridge on the boards. And there's Ignatov, the big defenseman, in. Bridge, Oaks, Martinuk, and look at this. A few elbows and a couple of sticks, and there's a couple of howdy doodies.
Well, you know, it's good to see a little bit of emotion on both sides here tonight. This is the last tune-up game that the Russians will have prior to heading to the fine community of Camrose, Alberta for the Viking Cup 96 International Hockey Tournament. Sponsored in part by Esso, as we see on the back of the Russian jerseys here tonight, Terry. As we're becoming accustomed in the Rocky Mountain Junior Hockey League, the players' names are above the numbers on the back of their jerseys. So either that, Esso has a big family, or they've chosen to put the sponsor.
Lots of Pavlos and Yuris on this team anyway. McLean rings the boards. Brook is in trouble on the sideboards. Bridge up a lead and passes to where he usually is. Sebilak and Kavasha. Away from the play, picking it up is Babinko. On the other side is Chernov in the air. Scott just gets a piece of the puck. Kavasha going against McLean, and Kavasha looks like they already know McLean. It doesn't take long for a hitter to get known.
Oh, exactly, and the guys have definitely made it known here today. It's definitely not considered a no-hitter, as we've seen from time to time. 2:09 remaining on this Shaw Cable broadcast. Happy to bring it to you.
Bridge against Babenko, and the puck comes out over the line. Bridge loose to Brook. Here's Sebilak, and he tried to get it to Brook, and it's deflected wide. Babenko hits Brook with a pass. Chernov can't get out. Sebilak and Brooks trying to keep the puck in.
Well, Terry, the puck goes off over the sideboards there as the Colts were pressuring the Russians in their own zone. One nothing for the Russian under-18 selects here in the first period, as Terry and I were just discussing some logistical requirements of...
I think we're ready. Dory and Steckman out. A crazy bounce. Bailey in some difficulty. The puck is batted to center. Colts get it back. Steckman to Dory. Steckman backhands it in. Deep. Dolgov behind his own net. Number 13 wearing... Steckman breaks it up in the slot. He couldn't get a shot away. The puck comes on the other side. Bailey breaks that rush up. Here's Steckman again. He can't get a backhand in deep enough. Solovayev, a 2-on-1. Over the line, Downey gets a stick on it. A loose puck in front. Backhander, Pumix, they score! Solovayev and the Colts couldn't get a hold of the puck, and it's 2-0.
Well, Terry, 1:05 remaining here. You know, you always want to be the team to get that goal in the last minute of the period. The Colts a little bit back on their heels as the Russians jump into a 2-0 lead here at the 18:55 mark as we see a replay of that.
We didn't see if we could back up a little more maybe, but we didn't get a good look at that. The Colts had a few opportunities, Jay, to grab a hold of the puck and just seemed to be spinning. There's no way. 2-0. Oakes, Murray, and Rudolph now for the Colts. Ignatov in his own zone, a long pass to center. Ramatulin out there with Markov, who has the puck. Markov on the other side, a hard shot and a good save by Poole on Trekhanov. Charlie Murray starts away. Pass is broken up right at the line. In is Markov, Ramatulin, and he's bumped off the puck. Afinogenov, Markov, and Ramatulin. Behind the net is Afinogenov. He gets away from a crowd, but not Martinek's stick, and Murray's checking. Out comes Nathan Rudolph with Oakes at center. It's a 2-on-2, and the Colts on a change. Rudolph's pass is intercepted. Afinogenov, a late man, you might say, at center ice. McLean ahead. Bridge is bodied. Ignatov, a pass to center to Ramatulin. Afinogenov for the line. Here comes Markov. Right in, and Poole makes a great save on Andrei Markov. And there's a whistle, and that's it. The period is over. Jay, exceptionally fast.
Excellent first period of play, Terry, and I'd just like to recap the Russian second goal at the 18:55 mark of the period. Here we have a look at the replay of the last save that Poole made as he just got a little piece of it as he kept the pads together.
Shots on goal pretty close there, Jay. So, and pretty indicative of the play, except that the Russians got a few. Their chances were a little higher quality than the Colts. The Russian defense is getting back exceptionally well to cut off the Colts' attack.
Exactly, and I'd just like to recap that second goal. Sorry, it was scored by number 2, Maxim Soloviev, with assist to number 16, Vladim Averkin, and number 18, Alexei Kruzposkov at 8. Krevo Puskov.
So before we get Jim Neal and Bert Marshall in here to talk about what they're looking for and what they've seen so far, let's go to commercial, and we'll try Boston Pizza, I guess. If we don't get them at C's TV.
Red Carpet Food Services offers product vending machines, food services, and office coffee services, such as the Gourmet 400 coffee maker, which is available only through Red Carpet Food Services. This new coffee maker saves time by eliminating the need to pre-make coffee. This helps to reduce waste because it brews cup by cup with just the touch of a button. The Gourmet 400 can please every taste with its variety of settings and selections. Gourmet blended in just seconds, the coffee is always fresh and delicious. Red Carpet Food Services, formerly Skyhawk Distributors, located at 822 Kootenai Street North, has been in business in the Cranbrook area since 1984 and employs 6 people. Red Carpet Food Services. Call 426-8545. Shaw Cable 11 would like to thank Red Carpet Food Services for their support of community programming.
This production is brought to you by Presto Car Wash and Mr. Petrogas, which is located at 1733 Cranbrook Street North, right on the Strip. Presto Car Wash offers a full-service car wash, and they specialize in laser washing and hand bay washing of any size vehicle. Mr. Petro is a full-service station and offers super savings on gas, plus friendly, prompt service. Shaw Cable 11 would like to thank Presto Car Wash and Mr. Petrogas for being proud sponsors of community television programming on Shaw Cable 11. This production is brought to you in part by C's TV Repair. They're located at 307 King Street Northwest in Cranbrook, right across from Beaver Lumber. C's TV repairs everything from TVs, VCRs, car stereos, amplifiers, microwaves, electronic organs, and hi-fis. Seas also has a home pickup and delivery service on console models. All work is performed and guaranteed by a qualified electronic technician. Seas TV Repair is a proud production sponsor on Shaw Cable 11.
Okay, with me now is Bert Marshall, the Director of Amateur Scouting for the New York Islanders, and hockey fans will remember him as a player, a stalwart defenseman for the New York Islanders and Detroit Red Wings and the California Golden Seals. That's quite a claim to fame, more than Bobby Murdoch even. Anyway, Bert, you're here tonight watching the Russians. Obviously, we don't see too many NHL scouts at a Colts game. Maybe just fill the fans in on what you're looking for and maybe some of the players you are looking at.
Well,
you don't have to give away too many secrets.
All of the kids that are born in '78, obviously, first year they're in the NHL entry draft, so we're looking at them, and the way this thing is going now, they're spread out all over the place, and this tournament in Camrose is now starting to become a significant tournament in the area of scouting these European teams that come over here with the players born in the draft, their first year of eligibility for the draft. So the Russians here are, there's about 5 or 6 kids on this team that I think probably everybody's looking at. So I don't think too many guys are looking at the 5-6 guys, but there's a few out there that they're looking at.
Well, you look at the big guys, the Kavash is going to draw a little attention.
Yeah, certainly.
Just joining us now is Jim Nell. He's Director of Player Personnel for the Detroit Red Wings, and a couple overtime goals for the Vancouver Canucks on their run. Hard-nosed winger, played for the Canadian national team. Jim, I just asked Bert, I'm going to ask you the same thing. What are you looking for tonight, and maybe a couple players?
Well, I was kind of hoping, I was sitting here listening quiet, trying to get the lists off Bert here and that, so I was hoping to get some secret information, but he didn't give it out. Sign of a good scout. Yeah, we're here watching these young kids. They're some good players, and they are young kids, need a lot of development, and I think when you're watching them here, it's a change of scenery for them too, so you got to kind of throw that into your assessment at times, but they're putting on a good show tonight.
So when you measure them against a Tier 2 hockey team, which they're playing tonight, what exactly do you look for? Is it maybe a bit more physical than you expected, but are you looking at that aspect of whether a player can stand up physically, or what exactly?
I think first of all, we look at the basic skills. You want to make sure they can skate well, handle the puck, and you're hoping to see the guy that stands out. They're playing against some Tier 2 guys, and we want to assess what they look like against Tier 1 guys and older players and that. So it's a situation where you want to see the guy that stands out and show something special.
Well, Bert, they can all skate. You must appreciate that. So
absolutely. No, there's. I just enjoy going to a game. Each time you go, you see new faces, and even if you've seen them before, you come and you expect somebody to do something new. So it's always great coming to hockey games.
Well, we've got a couple of players too in the Colts there. Jeff Steckman, number 12, is a 79. So like doesn't skate with the Russians, but.
Oh, absolutely. No, players got to come from somewhere. So these underage kids that are playing at a higher level now, you see more and more of it. We're seeing a lot of times this year. I've seen junior games, major junior games, where there's 2 underage goalies, and they're the number 1 goalies on their team. So it's going that direction. I don't really like it myself, but that's the way it's going. So we'll look at it that way as it happens.
I'm going to ask you about Brad Lukowicz. He's a Cranbrook boy, and he's in your organization.
Well, we're extremely happy with Brad's progress over the last couple of years, and I don't think there's any secret that he's not a bad hockey player. The problem he has is he needs to get a little bit bigger and stronger, and if that happens, then he has a chance, and if it doesn't, well, he can still have a pretty good hockey career, and there's still a chance of playing, but it's going to be tougher.
We had an NHL Players Association game here last year during the strike, or whatever you want to call it, and Greg Johnson was playing, and he's playing for Detroit and having a great last 6 weeks or so. Maybe fill us in on him.
He's been a pleasant surprise. We always knew he was a great player, but because of our depth, he never really got a full chance to play. And we had a couple of injuries. Keith Primo got injured, so they brought Greg on, and he took the bull by the horns. And give him credit, he took right over. He had something like 12 goals in 14 games, and he's played great for us. And for a while, he was on the trading block just because of our depth. But he's a full-fledged Red Wing, and we're happy to have him.
I'm going to ask you, maybe put you on the spot a bit, but I'm going to ask you a question that lots of people would like to know the answer to. And it seems that a lot of Europeans come over 22, 23, 24, although maybe that trend is changing. But a Canadian boy at 24 is sort of washed up. But a European comes over at 24 and can play in the league for 5 or 6 years. What's happened there?
Well, I think it's a situation, when the Europeans come over, they give a little more time to them to adjust because of the situations, and their skill level, they can skate and handle the puck well, so they get that extra look sometimes. And I'm a North American diehard too, and it bothers us at times, but because of the depth of the league now, you got so many expansion teams that somebody has to play, and you're looking for the guys that can skate and handle the puck and take a chance on those guys.
Bert?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, I'm pretty diehard North American myself, and I wish that we were developing more guys over here. But the marketplace dictates it, and if a guy is ready to play or can play, it doesn't matter where he comes from, he gets a chance. And I don't really like it, but that's just the way it is.
Jim, you played in the national team, and we got Tom Rainey coaching the national team. He actually played for the Colts in the junior B level in the 70s. Jim Hellers from Cranbrook. What are your thoughts on the national team when you played and now?
Yeah, I hope they keep the program going. It's a tough situation now. They're talking about having the NHL players come into the system, and it's going to be great hockey, but it takes a lot away from the players who want to play for the country, and they're not going to maybe be pros. But unfortunately, this game is becoming too much of a business, and everybody wants to see the very best, and sometimes we forget about the sportsmanship in that, and if that's what people dictate, it's going to be awful hard to hold the program together. But they've done a great job with the national program. It's given a lot of players a chance to play for the country, which is a great honor, and I just hope they find some way to keep that program going.
Well, you guys both obviously love the game. You've been in it for a long, long time. Probably the only regret is that you're about 20 years too late on the money part.
Yeah, I always talk to my parents and say, if they could have waited about 5 or 8 years, it would have been kind of nice, but you can't dictate that, so what the heck.
Well, I really appreciate you guys coming up here and joining us and giving us a few thoughts on your views on hockey, and hope you enjoy the game and enjoy Cranbrook.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Bert Marshall and Jim Nill, and now we'll go and pay some bills.
We would like to thank Boston Pizza for their support of this production. Boston Pizza has been in business in Cranbrook since November of 1991. They have 30 full and part-time employees to serve you better. Every Tuesday night is pasta night at Boston Pizza, and their staff invites you to come on in, sit down, and enjoy. Boston Pizza, 1201 Cranbrook Street North.
This production is brought to you in part by Binky's Auto Clean. Owner Paul Hobart employs 3 people and specializes in complete interior and exterior cleaning and polishing of your vehicle. Binky's Auto Clean is located at number 3, 403 Industrial Road A in Cranbrook, and their motto is, how your car looks is a reflection on us. Binky's Auto Clean, a proud sponsor of community programming on Shaw Cable 11.
Bert Marshall and Jim Nill, and as Bert just was alluding to before he left, Jay, players are all over the place. He drove all the way to Prince Albert to see one hockey player the other night through a snowstorm, and the guy was scratched.
That's awful. That's awful. You know, those guys must travel an enormous amount of miles to see players. You know, it must be unbelievable. You know, it's funny. I was just going through my pocket, and you know what I found? I found a ticket stub from January 7th, 1994, when the Czechs were here. Yep, special. It says it was one of the special game tickets. Section A, row 3, seat 5 is where I sat for the Czechs. Anyway, shows how often I
could. I don't know if we can look at that pin. Did you throw that away? Or?
No, I've got it here.
And while you're doing that, 2-0 for the Russians, but that doesn't really matter. Let's see if we can zero in on this pin that Jay has. And this is...
Well, maybe I'll get around to the camera later.
I'll just hold it for you.
Okay, yeah. This pin actually, last time when the former Soviets were here in 1992, I traded some memorabilia with a player from the Soviet Union. And what this is actually a pin that the military personnel would wear on their fur caps. It's a gold leaf medallion, and in the center is a red star with the hammer and sickle. And it really is a neat little item, and I'm sorry you can't get a little closer to see it, but maybe I'll slip around to one of the cameras, maybe the behind the net, and just have a little look at that. Really neat item, and you know, we talked a little bit about that. We were talking to our interpreter tonight, is that a lot of the players have brought items over to trade with. And as I mentioned in our last broadcast, there was actually one player from the Soviets last year who came over or 4 years ago, who came over in the clothes that he wore. That's all he had. He had nothing else in his suitcase but items to trade. And he went back with a full suitcase of clothes. So that just goes to show how tough things were in the former Soviet Union at the time in 1991-92.
Well, you better not show that pin to Colin Patterson, because he'll have that pin on his hat that he got years ago when he was involved in, I think, the Pacific Cup or something like that, or the
actually, I think Colin got one as well, so I feel pretty safe. I feel pretty safe.
I wouldn't feel safe no matter how many he had. Anyway, Jason, thoughts on the game?
Well, I actually I was hoping to see a little more from our own Colts. You know, I thought they came out a little tentative. They're only down 2-0, but you know, I thought they were the victims of their own demise on a couple of plays there. I thought they let up a little bit. But again, Terry, I think nerves may be a factor, and I think we'll see a lot better hockey here. We were seeing tonight passes missing the tape in the skates, or missing the player completely. We're not seeing the fast skating that the Colts have shown us all year. So again, the bump and grind from the Oaks and the Youngs and the guys like that, and unfortunately we haven't seen Charlie Murray get up and go. And I wouldn't say that's totally, the fine play of the Russians, which I don't want to take anything away from them, because they are a great hockey club. But I just don't think we've seen the best of the Colts yet, and I think there's more of that to come.
Well, Jay, the Colts came out to start the game, and it looked like they had come off a long journey from somewhere, out of a boot camp or something. They straggled out, and they were came out at 2s and 3s, and they didn't really have any jump to them. Now, that's not really often an indication, but sometimes it is before a game. It almost looked like someone didn't want to be here.
Well, we've seen them have slow starts in the past, but they've often come back to show a lot of jump, and hopefully we'll see it here tonight. We'd like to congratulate the Colts on a great pregame festivity and a fine job by Jackie Savage. And
good borscht.
Good borscht. All the guys, Terry filled up.
Let's see if we can get a shot before the Colts get out there. Let's see if we can get a shot of the Russian bench.
If you can just point just down, you can. If you can see, there's actually 3 players to the clock end of the bench. If you go, just pan to the right, actually, if you could.
3 per seat.
There's 3 per seat. If you look totally down the other end of the bench there, you're just going to have a look. Oh, too late. We go back to center ice. Well, bringing you the play-by-play once again is our Shaw Cable play-by-play man, Terry Minnis.
Thanks, Jay. The Colts in some difficulty. Jeff Scott. And there's a whistle and a penalty, I think. Looks like the old hook. Reddy Nelson. The Colts' first penalty, and we haven't seen too many penalties tonight. That's a third. Jay, the rink is quiet. I can't believe it. There's a fair crowd, not great for sure, but fair, and they're all on their hands.
Well, it is close to Christmas, and you realize people are busy now, but it is unfortunate we don't see more people here tonight, and some great hockey here.
Well, Dolgoff, number 13, the defenseman with the puck now, has got to be one of the players they're looking at. He's got great skills, and there's that great pass ahead. The Russians going in deep. McLean on the body and protects the puck to the boards. Murray whaps it down the ice. And a bit of a thorn tonight has been Krovo-Puskov for the Russians. Soloviev to center with a pass, and he's got the second goal back. Ignatov in his own zone, chased by Steckman, a pass ahead, and here comes Krovo-Puskov, and he's given the hook by Kersey. Puck is at the line, across. Rudolph gets a piece of the puck. Colts can't find it. On the sideboards is Markov, back to the point. Ignatov, he'll shoot it. Poole deflects the puck. It's in the air. Rudolph up with it for the Colts, and he'll shoot the puck down the ice with 50 seconds left. Jay, I swear that clock is going twice as fast tonight as usual. Oakes in the slot all by himself, couldn't get a good shot away, doing a good job killing a penalty. Ignatov is back, and with his size and strength, they've got to be looking at him. Ramatulin doesn't show much on trying to pick a pass up, and back in his own zone is Trekhanov, and he can skate. Ramatulin has a puck in his skates, won't get away. Russians having some difficulty. Pass across on the other side. Ramatulin on the side boards, and you've got to watch number 11, Afinogenov, and there's a shot by Poole. Scores! Well,
you're right, Terry. Afinogenov.
Afinogenov.
I hope. You know, I'll tell you, a perfect tutor. If I work with you long enough, I might even be able to figure these guys out. But you were right. You said keep an eye on this guy, and sure enough, he picks up the puck and puts it in the back of the net for a 3-0. Here we have a look at it. Great cross-ice pass here. He didn't pick it up on the tape. Watch as they move the puck back to the point, move it in deep. Poole makes the save, comes back out. Number 11 makes no mistake.
A long pass to center, Kavasha, who's got to be attracting some attention from NHL scouts. Centering pass, a quick shot, and Poole makes a great save, and it's batted to the crease by Babenko on his second effort. Sebilak won't get out. The Colts are flat, Jay. Bridge over the line. Falling down was Chernov. Bridge, a centering pass. It doesn't end up on any Colts stick. The Russians to center. Here's a 2-on-1. Kavasha over the line, and he fans on a shot. Ibbotson slow to the puck. Gets it off the boards. Chernov at the point. Bridge before the Colts. All by himself. A bad pass right in the stick of Babenkov, and he'll go away. Babenkov joined. A pass across by Shinov. Kavasha. Poole is down. That makes a glove save, and the Colts shades seem really disinterested.
Well, I have to agree, Terry, and I just want to give you a recap of the Russian third goal scored by number 11, Maxim Avinogenov. Well, that's close. With assist to number 6, Pavel Trakhnagov at 2:10 on the power play. Am I close?
As close as I am. Jeff Scott, the Oakes. There's a Scott and Oakes. That's what I like. Charlie Murray over the line against Grigoriev, who hacks him. Puck goes to the corner. Oakes all alone as Rudolph, but Oakes can't get to the puck fast enough. Oakes has it. Back to Murray. A centering pass right in the stick of Ivanov, and he's got some pretty good size. Ivanov over the line against Jeff Scott. Scott, good stick skills there to break it up. Back checking is Charlie Murray. Murray off the boards. The puck comes to center. Rudolph dumps the puck over an open wing, but there's the Russians. 3-on-1 over the line, going to the net, scores! Shayanov. And a good puck movement there, and a great shot on Poole. Never had a chance.
Here we have a look at a little bit of a giveaway there. Picked up, and it's in the back of the net that quickly.
That go in the 5-hole?
Looked like, no, I thought it was low to the stick side, actually.
Well, a good shot nonetheless, and it's 4-0. 16:08 left in the second period. Russians in complete control here. Chased by Chris Young. Soloviev, headman pass, broken up by Bailey, who's in turn broken up at the line by Dolgoff. Dory won't get anywhere. Pass. The Colts get the puck in deep. Soloviev in his own zone, picked up by Kersey, broken up deep in his own zone by Dolgoff. Here's a headman pass on the rush. Right in. Poole makes a great save on Krapuskov. Pass on the other side. Chasing it is Verkin, the captain. He's knocked down. Verkin back up. Right at the net. Off the crossbar. Dory just gets the puck to center. Dolgoff on the other side. Grant Kersey will shoot the puck down the ice.
No, Terry, just to recap, the Russians' fourth goal scored by number 22, Pavel Shayanov, with an assist to number 32, Yuri Butseyev, at 3:52. Even strength in what I think is a very lackluster performance here early on in the second period by the Colts.
Riley Nelson to Robert Brook at center for the Colts, and one Colt against 4 Russians. Puck is in deep. Sebulak is in against Ignatov. Brook on the loose puck. Sebulak centers it. Nelson can't get the puck. You'll have to go behind the net. Spins away from a check, and is checked and turned by Markov. The Russians out, and the Colts don't get a shot. Ignatov way offside was Afinogenov. He's on the boards. He's got the last goal. He'll come at the net. A centering pass. Knocked down. And Brook will chase it in his own zone. And Brook is the same age as the Russians. 17. Pass. From Ignatov to center. Afinogenov is hooked and hauled down by Rudolph. Rudolph won't get away. From Babenko. Pass ahead. Jeff Scott. The center ice zone to Oakes. Oakes around Ignatov. Rudolph after the puck. Oakes centers it. Here's Scott in the slot that he couldn't control a bouncing puck. Rematulin to center. And the play is broken up offside. And Jay, the first period was a good first period. It seems to be lacks a lot of emotion the second.
Well, I know it's a season in the spirit of giving, but I think the boys from Cranbrook have gone a little far in giving the Russian hockey team the opportunities they have here tonight. I know these guys are trying to fine-tune for their tournament in Camrose, and I think the Colts are much better than what we've seen so far here tonight, and I think would give the Russians a lot more to deal with too.
Colts in difficulty in their own zone. A centering pass and a fans on a shot was Belousov. Colts can't get away. McLean will dump the puck in. Gets his elbow up on Babinko on the sideboards. A long pass. Kavasha. And he's poke checked and the puck gets out. McLean into the neutral zone. Kavasha again. There's a long shot, just misses. Poole is way out. Puck is in deep. After the puck is Babenko. A high shot. Nowhere near the net. Way over the net. The Colts having a lot of difficulty. Get the puck to center. McLean has his stick lifted. Kersey after the puck. Martin. There, Chris Young is back in his own zone. Hankel is checked from behind a little bit, and the Colts get it down the ice. Bridge will chase Deniskin and won't catch him. Deniskin away. Sebulak stops him. Bridge finally tracks a puck down, and Sebulak is on it. Kersey on it offside.
Well, Terry, I think that now is an opportunity to once again congratulate the Cranbrook Colonels, old-timers, for once again giving the Russian hockey team the opportunity to use a fine dressing room. And of course, the man in charge of that dressing room tonight, and actually just heading back in the door, is our own Silver, Bill DeLuca, the man in charge tonight in the dressing room. And as always, Silver does an outstanding job.
He's always in charge.
Silver's always in charge, and I'll tell you, it's always a first-class job.
Teznikov puts a puck on Riley Nelson's stick, and Nelson starts away. by Butsayev. Tezikov on the other side. The shine off. That pass is broken up. Morgan Bailey. The Colts can't connect on any passes at all, Jay. Shyoff. Ivanov to the line. Sebulak gets a piece of him. Nelson is there. Nelson to Sebulak. That ends nowhere. Nelson again and Sebulak. Nelson, third time, and he won't go anywhere. The Colts on a change. Kersey will chase a puck and forces a turnover. Oaks at the point. Kersey bodied and gets by. Some checking by Grigoriev. A centering pass, and the Colts finally get a chance with 8.5 minutes gone in the second period, their first chance in his own zone. Yes, one of the assistant captains, Charlie Murray, is hacked at center. What does it take? By Butsayev. Oaks can't hang on to the puck. And that's typical of the Colts tonight. Going to the net is Vorobayev, a centering pass. Right in! Pull! Makes a great save. Kova Puskov. Sebulak trying to get away. And the puck is like a grenade to the Colts tonight, Jay. Sebulak, there's a Russian run into him, and the Russian gets the worst of that. Charlie Murray, the puck is batted in the air and back to Murray skates, and the Colts on a change. Soloviev in his own zone, a long pass to center. Boy, the Russians use the no center line tremendously. Averkin back to the point, a hard shot and Poole out of the net. Doesn't have to stop much by Kudovostov. Sebulak off the boards, Nelson to center. Pass into skates to Soloviev. Nelson again, run out by Dolgov and misses. Soloviev, a backhand pass. Here's the 2-on-1. Afinogenov, right in. Pull, and the puck goes underneath him and goes wide. Steckman off the boards to the line and won't get out. Afinogenov. Boy, this kid's got to attract some attention. Look at this, right in front. Colts Nelson comes up with it to the line. That won't get out. There's a shot by Dolgov. McLean is some stick work on his arms, gets away from a check, sort of, and is stopped. Here comes Afinogenov again against Scott. He'll go in against Poole. Poole gets a piece of his pad on the puck. Where's the dandy, Jay? Pass the center, kicked by Afinogenov. And they still do that stuff where they make a bad play. They sort of hang their heads momentarily. There's Chris Young in against Ignatov. Right bridge, a centering pass, and just doesn't get through. The Russians up with it. They've really tightened up. Bailey can't stop the rush. Rudolph back checking does. On the other side is Kersey with 9:12 left in the second period. Kersey over the line, gets through the wall. Can't get a centering pass. And back come the Russians. Ramatulin starts away. It's a 2-on-3 to center. Let's see what they do here. Ramatulin right in. A Poole has to come out and make a good save with his pad.
Well, Terry, 8:55 remaining here in the second period on this Shaw Cable broadcast. The Russian under-18 national selects and our very own Cranbrook Colts, as we got a goaltending change here, as is tradition often with international play, as we have Sean Herdman coming in now for Clayton Poole, and we have a little look there as Clayton Poole makes a big save. Joining us here in the booth is our very own president of the Cranbrook Chamber of Commerce, Jay Savage. Jay, you got to be pretty happy to play host to a team of this nature.
Well, it's always exciting when we can bring an international event to Cranbrook, and it's nice to have the Russians here, give us a little bit of a flavor of international competition, and it's fun.
Jay, don't run away. We're just going to chat a little bit with you. We've got a few things to talk about international hockey with you.
Brook for the Colts starts away. 1-on-3. Brook is bodied by Deniskin. Pass to Kavasha. He won't get away, and that's lucky. Riley Nelson rips it right back in. Brook will chase the puck against Deniskin, and Deniskin shows a bit of a stick skills there and gets away from him. Off the boards, Brook intercepts. Brook in deep to Nelson, to Brook. Couldn't get a good shot. Riley Nelson again. And there's Chachuskin's first real good save, Jay, of the second period. J squared.
J squared, the two J's. Jay, if you want to come in for a sec, your brother, Joel, played overseas, or actually played last year with the Canadian national team, and this year is playing overseas. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that.
I had a great year last year with the Canadian national team. Played for Tom Brady. This year he's in Rosenheim, Germany. And he's having a good year. He's settled into the hockey life in Germany, international hockey, and he's having a lot of fun with it.
Joel suffered a shoulder injury, unfortunately, and didn't miss the World Championships with the national team last year, but obviously caught the eye of somebody in Germany that could use his tenacity.
Well, he comes to every game to play, and that was the one thing always, I guess, as a brother, you have to start to be proud of your brother. But he's had a great year last year. He missed the World Championships. He's got his eye on probably coming up and playing there. He played for Tom, went up and played for the Deutschland Cup for Team Canada earlier this season, and has his eye on maybe making the World Championships again this year.
Did he go to the Izvestia tournament in Moscow this year with the national team?
No, he didn't go to the Izvestia.
Back to Terry.
Russians. But Zayev can't get away. Ibbotson will get a penalty. And that play started a little while ago with Ibbotson and Shrinov. And Shrinov got his stick up a little bit on one of the Colts.
Well, I'll tell you, Ibbotson, I don't know if many of you know, but Jay does, he calls rodeos during the summer months. And Jay, you'd have to say that would rank pretty high there with a little bit of calf roping maybe.
I had her steer wrestling one day. It was a good takedown.
Steer wrestling. I hadn't thought of that one. Well, Darren Ibbotson, Terry, going off here at the 12-minute mark of the second period, giving the Russians their second opportunity on the power play.
And Jay, you're going to talk to two of the Russian players in the second intermission. And that should be a real treat. The Russians on a power play.
Meant a few words, Terry.
Gorba Puskov, there's a pass across to Soloviev. Back on the other side is Dolgov. In deep. Dolgov at the point again. The Russians, there's wide open in front. Soloviev, a shot, and there's no scores! Sean Herdman, his first shot. Jay, that's got to be classified as not a great goal. Give up by Sean Herdman.
Well, we have a look at it here, Terry, on the replay, and again, the Russians make no mistake as they jump in on the power play. Only 35 seconds in as we have a look at it. Again, very proficient. They like that cross-ice pass. It's not the first time we've seen it. Again, a shot from the point, and this seems just to beat Sean Herdman right through the 5-hole.
Soloviev gets his second of the night. That was a good shot, Jay. But I think Herdman was a little bit lackadaisical on that one. The Russians, the center. Finoginov, the pass, ends up in Sebilat's stick. Nelson dumps a puck in on a delayed offside, and the Colts have to regroup. There's Trakhanov after. The long pass to center. And look at this. Finoginov's going to the net is Ramatulin. And he's bodied by McLean. And McLean's been the best Colt tonight, Jay. Sebilak. At center, a backhand pass. McLean at the line and over. Here's Brook. He'll shoot it. Chestukin makes a pad save. Brook again in the corner. Can't get it in deep enough. Ramatulin away. Come the Russians to center. Markov over the line. There's a Finoginov and Herdman. A great save there on a Finoginov, and the Russians getting lots of chances. Puck is shot down the ice. It won't be icing. Chestukin. What's a different phrase? Where'd you get that one from? Murray for the Colts. Finoginov watches him. Kersey off the boards. And Oakes wasn't looking. Over the line. Oakes is back. Murray. The Colts checking themselves. A high shot. Herdman stands there. And Sean Herdman was going to be busy in the next 6 minutes.
Well, I would say so. Already he's been called upon to make, he's had 3 shots on him already. Clayton Poole had a combined total of 17. Here we have another look at that. As they're coming in, again, a beautiful cross-ice pass, and makes no mistake, and Herdman, again, like he does always, allows himself to be in a good position to block the pass.
Face off in the Colt zone. Kersey is back in control on the boards. Hankel, a newcomer to the Colts, ahead to Murray. Murray over the line and is pinned by Deniskin. The Colts. Deniskin pulls away for the Russians. He has the puck at the side of the net. Henkel causing some problems. It won't cause too many with one hand on his stick. Kavasha ahead at center as Babenko has the puck and goes after it. He's grabbed by Kersey. Kavasha on the puck. Boy, I'd like to have history. He looks like a young Hawk Haley. Russians, Babenko circling at his own blue line. A long pass. Ends up on the stick. Krudovostov. Kavasha over the line. Krudovostov going to the net. Herdman comes across and makes a good save there. Babenko.
Here we go,
Here
Bailey.
comes Bailey. Right in, and he's checked by Chestukin. Chestukin just stood there and threw the stick out. Back the other way. Martinuk on the puck. Check, going to the net. Babenko, who has the puck now. Bodied Bridge back with Stekman and Sebulak, and Stekman has the puck go off his skate. Russians take over. A long pass, partially knocked down. Butsayev shot is blocked. Bridge off the boards to center. Dory runs. Grigoriev. Stekman is there. Puck is off the ref. White Bridge. Colts standing still. Bridge will try again. This time he skates to the line and dumps the puck in and won't be able to go get it. Here comes Dory, and he gets his second hit of the shift against Tezikov. Ibbotson on the sideboards on a delayed offside. Pass ahead. Ivanov over the line is Butsayev. His shot is blocked by Herdman. Bridge against Butsayev in the corner. Also there is Shinoff. Butsayev has the puck. Now Shinoff has it behind the net. He'll try to come in front. They score! Ivanov. And he had enough net that even
Terry could score. Here we have another look at it. The puck's in the corner. It's picked up there by number 22 for the Russians, Shayanov. And again, puck's in behind. We didn't have a chance to recap that fifth goal scored on the power play either. It was a carbon copy of their second goal. Slaviev, Averkin, and Kruzpopov.
Dolgov behind his own net. Rudolph goes after him. Puck comes to the line. Soloviev. And there's great passing and receiving, although that wasn't picked up. The stick behind him, he's got a stick on it and almost accepted the pass. Dolgov, as he's done lots tonight, spins away from a check, going to the net, and missing was Koval-Puskov. Koval-Puskov has caused some problems for the Colts tonight. Rudolph backhands it right to him. Koval-Puskov grabbed by Rudolph, but gets away, and here comes Charlie Murray, all by himself. Oakes trying to join him, and does. And Dolgov gets a piece of Murray and breaks up the rush. Back the other way, Koval-Puskov on the other side. Morgan Bailey breaks the rush up. Soloviev with two goals. Here's Bailey and Bridge. Bailey to Bridge. Bridge, it's in his skates, shoots it. And Chestukin has not had many difficult saves, and Bridge hit him there in the stick and the pads. A loose puck in front. Riley Nelson will shoot it. Deflected to the corner. Nelson will go after it against Ignatov, and Ignatov gets the puck to center. So body work on the boards. Bailey again, and Bridge Nelson going to the net this time. Bailey can't get a stick on it as Ignatov ties him up. Back in his own zone is Markov. Off the boards to center. Boy, do they leave the zone in a hurry. Look at this. Aginofenov, a pass broken up by Kersey. Markov right in front. And Afinogenov couldn't get a good wood on it. Chris Young out of his own zone. A pass ahead to Sebulak. And the Russians shoot it right back in. Kersey with 1:40 left. A long pass to Chris Young. He mishandles the puck. Stekman over the line, right in, shoots, and he's shot high and wide. And he's submarined by Ignatov. Afinogenov over the line, grabbed again by Ibbotson. This looks like his favorite play. Dory in trouble. Stekman Off the boards and out over the line. Ramatulan on the other side. Here they come again. Markov, a long pass to center. To Trekhanov, his shot, and Herman gets a piece of it. And hangs on with 1:04 left for a whistle in the Colt zone. 6-0.
Well, Terry, as we've mentioned, just like to recap the last goal, the Russian 6th goal was scored by number 22, Pavel Shayanov, with an assist to number 8, Igor Grigorev, at 16:23. And Igor Grigorev has been probably one of their better defensemen here tonight, Terry, but he's taken an awful licking by some of the Colts with the stick work and also with a few pretty good checks.
McLean for the Colts. Weaves his way to center. Gets some room to Rudolph, and Rudolph will go to the corner. And there's a licking right there on Belousov. Russians can't get out. McLean is back. The puck to the line. Oaks. Some body work in there. Deep. Babenko rings up boards and ripped by Murray, and it's just wide. Jeff's got after it. McLean is forced to play it at the blue line and loses it. Here come the Russians. Babenko over the line. Broken up. McLean. Pass ahead to Jeff Scott. Scott to the Russians' line, a shot. Jaschuska makes a save. Bridge just misses. The Colts coming alive a bit in the last couple of minutes. Murray. Good work there on the boards against Deniskin. Bridge circles Murray. And there's a whistle, and the Colts, finally with some pressure, have it broken up by the end of the second period. A period that I think they would like to forget. The Russians get 4 goals and now lead 6-2. So Soloviev has 2. Krudovostov, Finogenov, Shayanov. Shayanov has 2. So Soloviev and Shayanov have 2. Finogenov, Krudovostov, 1 each, and the Russians lead 6. Nothing. And hopefully Jay was supposed to talk to number 12 Yuri Babenko and number 16 Vadim Averkin, the captain. And it looks like he's going to be deserted. Now we'll go fishing. Catch a Jay.
600? I'll find out here.
So before Jay gets his chance to interview 2 of the Russian players, let's go to commercial.
Red Carpet Food Services offers product vending machines, food services, and office coffee services, such as the Gourmet 400 coffee maker, which is available only through Red Carpet Food Services. This new coffee maker saves time by eliminating the need to pre-make coffee. This helps to reduce waste because it brews cup by cup with just the touch of a button. The Gourmet 400 can please every taste with its variety of settings and selections. Gourmet blended in just seconds, the coffee is always fresh and delicious. Red Carpet Food Services, formerly Skyhawk Distributors, located at 822 Kootenai Street North, has been in business in the Cranbrook area since 1984 and employs 6 people. Red Carpet Food Services. Call 426-8545. Shaw Cable 11 would like to thank Red Carpet Food Services for their support of community programming.
This production is brought to you by Presto Car Wash and Mr. Petrogas, which is located at 1733 Cranbrook Street North, right on the Strip. Presto Car Wash offers a full-service car wash, and they specialize in laser washing and hand bay washing of any sized vehicle. Mr. Petro is a full-service station and offers super savings on gas, plus friendly, prompt service. Shaw Cable 11 would like to thank Presto Car Wash and Mr. Petrogas for being proud sponsors of community television programming on Shaw Cable 11. This production is brought to you in part by C's TV Repair. They're located at 307 King Street Northwest in Cranbrook, right across from Beaver Lumber. C's TV repairs everything from TVs, VCRs, car stereos, amplifiers, microwaves, electronic organs, and hi-fis. C's also has a home pickup and delivery service on console models. All work is performed and guaranteed by a qualified electronic technician. C's TV Repair is a proud production sponsor on Shaw Cable 11.
Welcome back. Joining us here in the second period intermission with the Russian under-18 national selects currently leading the Cranbrook Colts 6-0. Joining me on my far left is Yuri Babenko and Vadim Averkin of the Russian under-18 national selects. Vadim, I'll start with you. What can you tell me about Canada? How do you like Canada?
I think it's a very beautiful country where are many mountains and cold, very cold. The weather is cold.
Is this your first time to
No.
Canada?
It's my second time. In last spring, I was in Canada, in Ontario.
In Ontario. And Yuri, is this your first time to Canada?
I here been province Ontario, many cities, many game.
Okay, when you came to Canada the last time, was also with a national team or was it with a club team?
No, we in last spring we was national team too.
So that would be the under-17 national team. This is the under-18 national team. Would that team be the same as this team? Are the players the same from under-17 to under-18?
Вопрос, какая сильнее?
Да.
I think both team very strong.
Yuri, you are going to play in Camrose next week in the Viking Cup. What can you tell me about the Viking Cup?
Viking Cup, very good game. Many good team. Is, как сказать, очень трудно будет. Очень трудно.
It's going to be very difficult.
Very difficult to win here.
How have you found the competition so far this trip? The other junior teams, Fort St. John, Prince George, Fernie. Were they good teams?
Yes, I think it's very good team. We play with team very difficult.
Everybody Canadian team very good.
You have a lot of success tonight against Cranbrook. What do you think is your success tonight?
I think it's not my best play.
Сегодня у нас не было дороги.
Дороги?
Сегодня не было дороги, мало ехали, поэтому.
They didn't have to travel as long, so they're not as tired.
Okay, so tonight you're rested. Last night tired when you played Fernie. So Fernie played very well against you and defeated you. Is that your first loss in Canada?
No, it's our second loss in Canada. Not long ago we lost 2-1.
Okay.
Проиграли. Вторая, я сказал, вторая.
Первый раз проиграли, но второй раз что?
Okay, this is the interpreter that's traveling with the Russian under-18 selects. This is Larissa Duffin, and Larissa travels with the team. A couple of easy questions. Who is your favorite NHL player?
My favorite player is Pavel Buren.
Very good choice.
Sergei Fyodorov. Very good.
Well, two outstanding players in the National Hockey League.
Mario Lemieux best. Mario Lemieux best.
Mario Lemieux's best. Very, very, very wise choice. Where do you hope to play? Do you hope to one day play in the National Hockey League?
Надеяться, где надеяться? Maybe soon, maybe in future I will play in National Hockey League, maybe.
Who would you like to play for? What club team would you like to play for?
I think Vancouver Canucks.
Vancouver Canucks. That's my favorite team too. Yuri, who would you like to play for in the National Hockey League?
Now, good team, Philadelphia Flames and Colorado сейчас как у них?
Oh, the Colorado.
The Colorado Avalanche or the Philadelphia
Flyers. Yes, Detroit and Rangers. Maybe Rangers.
And the Rangers. So high hopes. We like to see this. We would like to thank our two players who have joined us here in the second period intermission. We would like to congratulate you and wish you good luck in the Viking Cup.
Thank you.
Hope everything goes well. Thank you. We'll allow them to go back to their dressing rooms once again. Yuri Babenko on my far left and Vladim Avrenkin of the Russian under-18 national team. We'd like to thank them for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And off they go. And Larissa, if you just have 1 second, I'd just like to talk to you just for 2 minutes. Larissa, where would your hometown be?
I live in Calgary.
So you live in Calgary and you're working along with the Viking Cup organizers as a translator with the Russian team, and I imagine you will stay with them right up until they go home.
Yes, we will be staying with them.
Well, we would like to thank Larissa for the help that she's given Terry and I tonight. Once again, thank you for joining us. After 2 periods of play, it's the Russian under-18 national selects are leading the Cranbrook Colts 6-0. We'll now break for these messages and back with more action in the third period.
We would like to thank Boston Pizza for their support of this production. Boston Pizza has been in business in Cranbrook since November of 1991. They have 30 full and part-time employees to serve you better. Every Tuesday night is pasta night at Boston Pizza, and their staff invite you to come on in, sit down, and enjoy. Boston Pizza, 1201 Cranbrook Street North.
Production is brought to you in part by Binky's Auto Clean. Owner Paul Hobart employs 3 people and specializes in complete interior and exterior cleaning and polishing of your vehicle. Binky's Auto Clean is located at number 3, 403 Industrial Road A in Cranbrook, and their motto is, how your car looks is a reflection on us. Binky's Auto Clean, a proud sponsor of community programming on Shaw Cable 11.
Well, Jay Nelson with Yuri Babenko and Vadim Avirkin. And at Vadim Avirkin, the captain has got to be the guy with a lot of smarts. The Vancouver Canucks, his favorite team. Awesome. Unreal. The Russians lead 6-0, and Jay's going to go down to camera 3. And we'll see where he is now, we're going to get a look at that pin he has. And there he is, right there. Focus on it. And as Jay mentioned, that is the old Soviet Union pin, or Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, whatever you want to wish to call it, before they broke up. And that team played here January 7th, 1992. And when they were finished in the Viking Cup, that was it for them. And that was it for the nation as they know it. Now, Russia is still the largest country in the world, even though they've lost 13 separate countries have broken off from the main Russia. And we had a map. I don't know if we managed to get a picture of that map on the graphics. Jim, I don't know if we get a picture of that map on the graphics so we could maybe show people where there are not as many from Moscow as in the old days. We've got a half a dozen players from Moscow, Electrosol, Togliatti, Perm, Ufa, Omsk, which is way out in the eastern or Middle East anyway, Novgorod. So the Russian players come from all over now, unlike they did a few years ago, centered mostly in Moscow, where all the top elite players used to train. The Russians have spread out a little bit more like the Canadians do now, and teams play on club, or players play on club teams all over Russia. And the competition, the elite players are not centered in 2 or 3 teams. They're spread out more and producing more hockey players. And we're seeing the best under 18-year-olds that they have deemed or picked the team to play here. This team will head out to the Viking Cup. So they'll play some college teams. They lost to Fernie last night 6-3. They beat Prince George 5-4. And they beat Fort St. John 11-1. And so their trip to the RMJHL, a big win right off the bat, the close win against Prince George, a loss to Fernie, and 6-0 after the second here against the Cranbrook Colts. Some of the players we've already mentioned we've seen here before. Sergei Brelin, one of the stars in '92 here, and the game here in '92 is with the New Jersey Devils and Scott Niedermeyer. Maxim Betts played in Spokane for a couple of years and is in the International League at this point, a pretty good breakaway player in the dub. So before we get a chance to go to the third period, maybe we can get a chance to pay some bills. Again? Maybe not. The coach is Vladimir Shadrin, a member of the famous 1972 Summit Series. And I know he won't like to hear this, but he was on the ice when Paul Henderson scored the goal that won the hockey game and won the series in 1972. And I know, Jay, you remember that. You were only about 2 years old.
Well,
Sergei Gamayev
Terry.
is the assistant coach. And another name familiar to Canadians, Yuri Karandin, who is a referee in international hockey for years, is the head of the operation here and looking after a lot of the players and on what's happening with them. Good interview with those kids.
I'll tell you, Terry, I'm speechless. Like, honestly, those guys were outstanding. We had a chance to talk to Boris Puchenko last year when he played for the Fernie Ghost Riders, also from Russia. He was from Kiev. But these two young fellows, Yuri Babenko and Vladim Iverkin, outstanding English. I mean, they understood my question each and every time. It was how they were going to answer it, and it took a little bit of encouraging from their interpreter. But I tell you, it was excellent. And what I thought was really neat was I asked Iverkin who his favorite player was. He said Pavel Bure, and then Babenko says Fedorov, and then Babenko said no, Mario Lemieux is the best. So that was good, and they also talked a little bit about who they wanted to play for and where they wanted to go. So. Well, I think that's great.
I got a chance to hear that, Jay, one of the few times I've been able to hear your interviews, and Iverkin picked the Vancouver Canucks.
Yep.
Great pick.
Yep. But Babenko, he said, Philadelphia Flyers, Rangers, Avalanche. Hey, he doesn't care. He wants to play in the National Hockey League. I'd just like to as well mention that, again, it's a great opportunity for the Colts Hockey Club, and I congratulate them on another fine effort tonight. They've got the Colts Corral going up there, or what we used to call the Colts Corral, the warm viewing room. They've got a little gathering up there with all the players, and again, a great job by Glenn Brown, who is no stranger to international play. But I also got thinking, Chris Young, this isn't his first taste of international play. Last year, he had a chance to play against Druzhba.
Druzhba 78.
From Czechoslovakia?
Right. No,
from the
Ukraine.
Ukraine?
Sorry. We had the Czech team here a couple of years ago. They played the Colts.
Yeah, the Czech Republic. That's right.
We got the Russians here tonight. The coach for the Colts, Calvin McKay, is from Edmonton. That's quite similar to Russia.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of heritage there, and an old buddy of ours, Cecil Stuchinov, shared some sayings with me, and one is Dobry dien, hockey fans. Good day, hockey fans. And the other was, but the one I like was the one that we shared with our interpreter was Kek Dela. How's it going? A little bit of slang from our Russian teens, our friends. Once again, 6-0. A couple 2-goal efforts here tonight. Soloviev has 2 for the Russians. And also number 22, Pavel Shayanov, which is crooked tail in Russian. He also has 2. And Averkin has 2 assists for the Russians. 2 power play goals, 4 even strength goals. And here we have the Colts led by Sean Herdman and the rest of the Colts making their way. As once again we bring to you junior hockey action on Shaw Cable with a new sponsor today, Mr. Petro. And C's TV, Boston Pizza, Red Carpet, all the gang. We'd like to thank those guys for sponsoring our Shaw Cable broadcasts. We enjoy bringing it to you. Terry, it's our last broadcast before the jolly old fella that, and I just wanted to comment on your tie. I haven't had a chance, and you know, but not only did I want to comment on your tie with the big fella out swinging the golf club, but also the backdrop. The backdrop you have sets off your tie well. And it makes the fairways that Santa's playing golf on a lot wider than
a lot wider.
Wide-body jet. And once again, calling the play-by-play for Shaw Cable is our own Terry Minnis.
Well, Jay, I'm sure the Colts would like to show a little bit in the third period and get rid of that not great second period that they have. I don't think any of the players would be too pleased with that, even though it's an exhibition game. They all want to do well and show well. Well, here's a chance. Herdman comes out to cut down the angle on Vorobayev, who just misses. And not a great start there. Vorobayev was alone in the slot for too long. Murray will chase the puck. Averkin is back. I don't think he played that much in the first 2 periods. A hard, high shot at Herdman. A good save with the shoulder. Herdman is down. Kova-Pruskov can shoot the puck. Averkin out of the corner. Right in front of Herdman. Another save. Out flopping around and makes the second save. At the net, deflected and batted away by Riley Nelson. And there's a bit of Herdman that we usually see. Not a great first goal he gave up, Jay, but he's made some great saves since. Sebilak couldn't get loose. The Colts are really tentative. Sebilak on the after the puck. Riley Nelson will try to get at the net. Open is Brook. Nelson centers it. Brook waved at it. Afinogenov. The puck goes to center. Martin off the boards. Gives it away. Afinogenov is loose. Loses it. Sebilak circling. Colts. Martin a long pass right in the stick of Ignatov. Afinogenov over the line. Hooked by Sebilak. And that ends his rush. A hard shot. Herdman a good save on his pads. The Colts really standing around. Steckman on the puck. Can't get out. Colts, Shayanov trying to get loose, will come at the net. 3 Russians. Herdman comes across. He was down and he comes across and makes a good save there on Afinogenov, the Thorn.
Well, I'll tell you, if a goaltending coach ever wanted to take an opportunity to give a little clinic on do what you have to do to stop the puck. Well, Sean Herdman in the last 2 minutes has done just that. He's been on his head, on his back, on his feet, on his elbow, and he's keeping the puck out.
Basha centers it. Chris Young off the stick of Dory. Young and Steckman. Young comes to center, dump the puck in, and Dory chases it, and that's what this line has to do. There's a penalty in front. Dory on the puck. It's picked up by the Russians, who will get the penalty. Chris Young draws one. And one of your interviewees, Yuri Babenko, goes to the box. The Colts get their second power play.
Reggie.
Oh, wait for the call here. Yuri Babenko going out to 217. I'm not sure what the penalty was for.
Murray Oaks and Rudolph. McLean, who has the puck, right through the crease, and it just went wide, and Cheshchukin, I don't think, saw it, and it just missed. Murray behind the net. Colts doing battle on the boards. Murray comes up with it, is bodied. McLean at the point. The two Colts are deep. Murray will go at the net. Can't get a shot away, and the Russians break it up. Kvasha is checked by Jeff Scott. Kvasha gets a stick up on Scott. Rudolph loose. Can't get it back to Scott. It's batted into the crowd.
Well, Terry, 128 remaining here in the penalty. Interference was the call at 2:17 to the Russian under-18 selects, Yuri Babenko. Both players had indicated this is their second opportunity to tour Canada. First time was last year as they toured the province of Quebec, or pardon me, the province of Ontario. I should correct myself. Colts are so far 0 for on the power play, 0 for 1. Russians are 2 for 2, Terry.
McLean at the point. The Russians spread out. Centering pass doesn't get through. Sebilak behind the net, tries to give it to Nelson, and the puck is wrapped down the ice. The Colts will have to regroup. McLean is back with 1:10 on the power play. McLean, a pass ahead to Nelson. Nelson dumps it in. The Colts really not skating after it. Puck is shot down the ice. Herdman leaves it from Morgan Bailey, who starts out. Bailey, Sebilak runs into him, right at the line. Going into net, Ivanov, right in. Herdman, a great save. Ivanov after the puck, in there with Shinoff. And Ronnie Nelson comes out. Two Colts on a power play. To center, Nelson over the line. Centering pass, and Sebilak had gone the other way. Kersey forces the Russians to shoot the puck down the ice. 25 seconds left in the power play. A pass to center Oaks. Can't get it through. Martinuk will try. He goes all by himself on the other side. Martinuk, good puck control. The puck goes to the corner. And Dolgov heading that pass, and Vorbayev at center over the line. Martinuk just knocks him down and then sticks him and gets the stick back. The Russians up with the puck. Into the corner, behind the net, Rudolph for the Colts, shoots a puck down the ice, and Averkin, the other interviewer, or other person that interviewed.
Interviewee. Well, Terry, Colts go 0 for 2 on the power play, Russians 2 for 2. Again, it's not typical of the play of the Cranbrook Colts, and not to take anything away from an outstanding national junior hockey team, but I think our Colts are a little bit off tonight. But hopefully with 15:27 remaining here in the third period, they'll be able to pick things up a little bit.
Dory tries to get away, can't get away with a puck. Young against Ignatov. Young forces Cheshchukin to hang on to the puck and get a whistle in the Russian zone.
Terry,
we haven't had too many whistles tonight.
No, we had an opportunity before the game to talk a little bit with Sergei Gamayev, the assistant coach of the Russians, and through the interpreter, he explained to us that they're currently working a 3-5-man unit with sprinkling the fourth unit into the other lines. No! And what we mean by a 5-man unit is a forward line and defenseman play together as a five-person unit.
Herdman is out, cuts the angle down on a shot by Ramatulin, and you see some of the effects here, Jay. One of them, let's have another look at the Russian bench. Let's pan the Russian bench.
Maybe Scott with camera 3 from behind the net might be able to have a look, possibly, as there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players sitting on the end of the bench. Or actually, should I say, in the walkway. Maybe we can get it from actually camera 1. There we are. We have a look from camera 1. As you can see, just to the left, bottom left of your screen, as the backup goaltender in 5 of probably the 4th line. Terry, that's where you and I used to sit a lot.
Well, I'll tell you, is that a testimonial for a new rink?
What, that you and I didn't play a lot? Or that we need bigger benches?
I think a new rink would help.
Stay right there, Brookie!
Kelly McLean for the Colts, circling away from Markov. A pass deflected by Ignatov. It goes in deep. Trakhanov is checked by Brook, who can't come up with a puck on a second effort on the boards and in the corner. Afinogenov gets away. There's a shot, a weak one though, by Hankel. And he's caused a bit of problems with the Russians tonight, Jay, but the only problem with, he causes problems momentarily, but one hand on the stick and stick in the air isn't going to do much with the puck.
Yeah. Here we have a look at Riley Nelson going into the face-off circle.
Here come the Russians to center. A drop pass right in. Herdman, a great save. And the Russians getting some great chances against Herdman. Marnik is in trouble in the corner. Gutovostov causing some problems. Sebilak over the line for the Colts is checked by Belousov. The Russians up with the puck, and Chris Young runs Babenko, and there's about time, and now 2 Russians after Chris Young. And about time he saw that. Here's Babenko over the line, a drop pass. Kravasa, centering pass, Herdman! Down and makes a good save there as Kavasha gets in.
Well, there's
Sebilak. And number 12, Yuri Babenko, just got nailed by Chris Young.
We'll have a look at it. Just as he came around the net, Chris stepped into him there. But I tell you, these kids are strong. You know, and they went to take a little bit of a run there at Sebilak. But a little more emotion showed here by the Colts, which is nice to see, with 13:43 remaining as we have penalties being handed out to both clubs here.
Butsayev off the face-off. The puck is loose. Herdman tips it. Doesn't get out on it. Good save there with the pads. On the other side, the Russians all over the Colts. Ivanov behind the net, centers it. Oaks tips it to the boards, or Herdman with a glove. And he's getting a workout. 13:27 left in the third. 6-0 for the Russians. They're all over the Colts and getting some excellent chances.
I think Terry Sebilak went off for the Colts, I believe, and I think it was, can't quite get the number. We haven't heard a penalty being called yet, but I think there were penalties.
Babenko, I think.
Yeah.
In his own zone is Morgan Bailey, and he's hooked, and he's hurt. Now, we haven't seen Sean Downey for a long time, Jay. We saw about 2 shifts early in the first period, and that's about it.
Bailey is down and out. I'm not sure what happened as I lost sight of the puck.
There's a bit of a hook there. Let's see if we can see a replay.
Yeah, it went into the corner, and I sort of lost sight of it, actually.
He was hurt before that.
Here we have it.
See if we can see it. There he is right
Bailey
there.
Yeah, a little bit of hook there.
1,
maybe
2.
Yeah.
2 little spears.
Up high in the abdomen area there.
Come on, boys.
Not playing for the Colts tonight is Kyle Fox, a defenseman, and he's the only one, Jay, who is available for the Colts tonight.
Right.
As they look to make some player moves before January 10th, which is the second to the last serious date for signing players.
Yes, it's the date that a lot of players who may be riding the proverbial bubble, that January 10th is not a great day for them. For others, it's their last opportunity before the last date, which is February 10th, to sign any new players. Any players that are signed before February can't be with the club after January 10th, so they can only sign players
on the loose
before January the 10th.
Before February 10th.
Or February 10th. Russian National Select 6, Cranbrook Colts no-score exhibition hockey, brought to you tonight at Cranbrook Memorial Arena, the Silver Dome, on December the 18th. Our last Shock broadcast here from the Memorial Arena. There will be others, of course, but our last broadcast. And Terry, coming up, if we have a brief minute at the end of the game, I've got Jay's wish list for teams in the Kootenay Division.
Well, the wish list is right here. McLean's in trouble, and the Colts need, as we mentioned before, a top-notch puck-handling defenseman. They thought they had one in Downey, but Jay, it appears that he's fallen out of favor for the Colts. Anyway, back to play. Here comes Charlie Murray. Joined by Bridge. Murray's over the line, and he's sticked. They're good at that. Bridge on the puck, back to the point. Scott rips it. And Chestukin gets his toe on it. And he's played the whole game. Murray centers it. Bridge couldn't get a one-timer. The Russians get the puck to center. McLean. I think, Jay, what they do here is pick the best player from each team, right?
Yes.
McLean is over the line, and so far my choice is McLean for the Colts. They haven't really got much going offensively at all. Martinook centers it. Chestukin hangs on with Oakes at his doorstep. 11:59 left in the third, 6-0. And they were worried about overtime, or what happens if the game was tied at the end of 3. Unless things change drastically, there's no worry.
Well, you know, again, we've seen some strange things happen with the Colts. They have outstanding offensive power when they kick the afterburners in, but unfortunately we haven't seen it here yet tonight, Terry.
Bailey can't keep the puck in. He kicks it back to Brent Kersey. Kersey runs into trouble at center by Dolgoff, but Kersey's back in his own zone. Circling, pass, hits. Vorbayev at center. Riley Nelson tips the puck in. Dolgoff gets the puck out. And there at center, Kersey runs at Vorbayev, who still has the puck. And Kersey gets away with a bit of an elbow. A long pass, or whatever, down the ice. No icing. And everybody, the game has put everybody to sleep. Bailey, the center, Henkel can't come up with a puck. Kersey will try again, over to Bailey, and Bailey chased by Ramatulin, who's in the corner. Bailey goes by him. The puck is in Bailey's skates. Ramatulin on a centering pass, scores! Andrei Markov. And Ramatulin sets him off, and Markov just walks into it. And the only way Herdman could have stopped that is if it hit him.
Well, as Danny Gallivan would once say, he let that go with rapier-like action. Here we have a look at it. Boom. The only thing that felt that was the back of the net. Prolific, diminutive. Score.
Martinook for the Colts. Chris Young is in deep, centers it, and Steckman just misses the pass across. Here comes Afinogenov to center. And watch him go. Over the line against Martinook, and the puck goes away from him. Martinook gets a hold of him and knocks him down. And watch this behind the play, and Afinogenov punches Martinook. Now that's a waste of time. Well, Jay, we saw Juice Ball 78s, and although the score wasn't great, it was an entertaining hockey game. We saw the Czechs here a couple of years ago, and as we've already mentioned, we saw the Russian under-18s 4 years ago. And all of those games, Jay, I thought were much more entertaining than this one. I hate to knock a game, but it has been, or has not been, a lively hockey game.
Well, you know, it's unfortunate. You know, it's a great opportunity for hockey fans in East Kootenay. But just to recap the goal, scored by number 21, Andrei Markov, scoring at 9:01 with an assist to number 24, Ashkat Ramatulin.
Davidson, the Bridge, and the Russians get the puck and shoot it down the ice. 20 seconds gone in the power play. Davidson again will start out for the Colts. The Bridge. Bridge gets away from one check, the pass to Nelson, and wrapped down the ice by Markov. Davidson again back for the third time. Can't get out, this time against Ramatulin. Martinook to Ibbotson. Ibbotson on the side this time, comes to center and chooses to dump this one in. Chestukin leaves it. Martinook at the fence with the first man in. The Russians break it up. McLean got a piece of the puck. Oakes is bodied by Babenko. Over the line is Ramatulin, who just set up a goal by Markov and Oaks. A headman pass to Murray. Murray, if he can get away, and the puck bounces, and it's offside. Back the other way is Deniskin. He's not going anywhere, and he's whacked by Oaks, and that ends that power play. Games like this, Jay, the players, when there's so little body contact and just the odd push and shove and the odd whack, any little thing stands out and is going to get a penalty.
Well, unfortunately, Andy Oaks got a little bit of a shot from one of the Russian players, and Andy retaliated with a pretty good slash and was called for slashing here at 10:49. You know, Andy's dished out a couple of pretty good checks here tonight, as he usually does. I don't think there's a game in the recent memory that I've ever watched the Colts play that Andy hasn't dished out one or two good hits, and tonight was no exception.
And it looks like Sean Downey in the corner there. I don't know if the camera in the corner can get a look at the Colt player there.
To me, it looks like Hankel, and I'm not sure who the other one is.
No, Hankel's still on the ice.
Is he?
In uniform anyway.
Oh, I haven't seen him.
But we haven't seen Downey, and maybe that's the reason. Kersey. His pass is knocked down. Charlie Murray is back. Murray is checked, and Herdman has to be alert to stop that puck from going in the net. Kersey, it's a 4-on-4. Kersey for the Colts, a pass in the skates of Rudolph. Ivanov back in his own zone, a long pass to center, picked up at the line. And Shinoff is going nowhere against Kersey, and Kersey stands over him like a guard. Rudolph dumps the puck into Murray's corner, and he's all by himself. Charlie Murray is no match for Tezikov. Russians away. Ignatov to center. The back pass, offside.
Terry, coming up on Shaw Cable at the end of the month, you and I will have an opportunity at this point in time. Plans are still being worked on to bring the 1995 Rocky Mountain Junior Hockey League All-Star Classic to you from the beautiful Castlegar complex, where the Castlegar Rebels, the newest member of the Rocky Mountain Junior Hockey League, will be hosting the All-Star Classic December 30th. And we hope to bring you that on Shaw Cable. Delayed and in color.
Soloviev stops, still has the puck. Skates to a stick. Avirkin tried the same thing. It didn't really succeed with as much proficiency. Dolgov on the other side it comes. Soloviev, the shot is blocked. Behind the net. Kudovostov. Back to the point is Dolgov. Tipped in front, and Herdman comes up with a save on a deflection. Krutopostov.
Good job, boys. Good job. Good job.
He was a member of the Russian junior team, under 17 team, that took part in the tournament in Ontario in February of '95. And then once again, we talked about the Russians. They won the tournament. He got 2 goals in 3 games. And one of many players who have made their second opportunity.
Steckman away, chased by Ignatov. Steckman over the line, backhander over top of the net. And that's the first real break the Colts have had, and even though he wasn't quite clear, the first time the Colts forwards have really been in. Ramatulin over the line against McLean, and shows good strength there. McLean cuts him off, and Herdman is allowed to make the save. Ignatov back in his own zone, and Henkel will chase him and not catch him. Puck comes to center. Turkanov over the line. Scott gets a stick on it, and McLean runs him. Back is Bridge. Wide Bridge, can't get out of the corner. He wanted to go end to end from the corner. We'll try again. He's whacked by Turkanov, and 2 Colts take Turkanov out. McLean joins him, and Bridge has a puck again. And there's a broken stick and no helmet. And Turkanov has to go to the bench. Bridge to the line, nowhere. Pass ahead to Ramatulin, broken up. And Chris Young coming across nails him, even though he didn't have the puck. Igenofenov away from Hankel. Bailey misses him. Henkel will grab him. The Finn will get off to the corner. And finally, Brant Kersey has the puck for the Colts. Pass to center. And the Russians are there. Back they come again. Babenko is stopped at the line. Kersey with the puck for the Colts. A long pass. And there they are again. Kudavostov, number 23. Charlie Murray, look out, and he gets away from a check. Here's a 2-on-1. Rudolph, it's a puck go by him. Rudolph on the other side to Oakes. The puck hits the side of the net. Not even a shot. Here they come to center. A hard shot. Herdman is out. Kravasa couldn't get a hold of it on the rebound. As Kudavostov was in, and here's a penalty here, and I missed that one. See if we get a look at this. And Rudolph is after Babenko, and Babenko's been a bit of a target.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, I don't think Nathan has anything to complain about here. He took a little bit of a high shot at Babenko as well, and we'll have a look at the replay here. This is going up the boards here. That's where Murray gets crunched. As we go here, Nathan's coming across right here as we have a look at it. Got the stick up pretty high as you see the left hand in his face, and Babenko came back and got the stick up on him as well.
Well, Jay, hopefully we can get out of this game without an incident.
I have to agree. I'd hate to see it happen. Terry, I'll just, my top 5 reasons why Santa would like to help out some of the teams in the league here, and I'll start at number 5 in a minute here.
Martinek off the glass. The Colts on a power play. Brooks spins away from a check. Back to the point. Martinek on the other side. Ibbotson will have to go for it in his body. 2 Russians there, and the third. Belousov, here's the right hand. Herdman is down. Kudavostov scores. 8-0. And he's going to come to the fore. Kudavostov, in the last period or so, Jay has put on some pretty good displays.
Here you have a look at it as he goes in, you know, unchallenged. Ibbotson had a shot at him, but chose not to. Wield the stick as he puts it to the backhand. Kudavostov.
So a shorthanded goal. 3 power play goals, or 2 power play goals and 1 shorthanded. 1:34 left. A power play. Rudolph. To Ibbotson. Ibbotson goes in deep. The puck, he still has a puck. It's off the boards. Look out. Martinek stops a breakout. Ivanov. Rudolph gets a glove on him. Charlie Murray, a forward for the Colts, is back. Murray starts out. The Colts 3-man to center, and there's the result. Whap to the line. Murray comes up with a loose puck. In deep. Oakes to Murray. It's knocked down. Oakes will try to come again at the net. Oakes in front, a backhander, and it's deflected. And away with the puck is Ivanov. We've been calling him Ivanov all night. It's Ivanov. All right. Russians. Grigoriev dumps the puck in. Lutsayev chases it. He and McLean wrestle a little bit away from the play. Puck is in the Russian zone. Chris Young chases it. On the other side is Tezakov. He starts away and flips it to center. Scott for the Colts. Right back. Tries to go through a crowd, and the Colts have tried to do that too many times. They're not getting any help, Jay, on the rush at all. Lutsayev in his own zone to Tezakov behind the net. A long pass to center. And boy, there's the passes there. Babenko over the line. McLean will try to corral him. Eventually forces him to pass the puck. Soloviev. Here's Babenko, and Riley Nelson will try this time. And Nelson. McLean is knocked down behind the net. Right in front. Kudavostov scores.
Well, even Terry, before I had a chance to tell you that 14:55 shorthanded, 23 Kudavostov. Krutuvostov picked up his second goal of the game, and now all of a sudden it's 9-0 as we see a scramble behind the net. A little bit
deflected,
it deflected, yeah. Changed hands a couple times, and
Provo Puskov. Jay, the Colts aren't the only ones having trouble with the Russians tonight. We definitely have a little difficulty with the names. Finnegankov. There's the pass from Sevilak back at his own blue line. Brent Kersey runs into a brick wall. Markov centers that, and Herdman forced to make another save. Morgan Bailey. An indecision is the Colts' keyword tonight. Bailey over the line, he's checked. Back the other way at Finneganov, and he'll beat Kersey. Right into Herdman. Scores! And Herdman down and out and all by himself since he came in halfway through the second period. Jay hasn't had a chance on too many of the goals.
well, Terry, unfortunately, I'm getting writer's cramp here. I'm trying to keep up as Jason Cavan, our official statistician, as you see it on the replay here, as Sean goes for the poke check, and unfortunately puck is behind him in the back of the net here as they score at 17:40.
That's Finneganov for the Russians. It's 10. They're putting on a clinic now. Kvasha, Babenko, and Bridge. Now for the Colts as it's taken away. Look at this, right in front. Babenko, Herdman makes a good save there. Bridge. Oh, now Oakes is gone, and Babenko will come back at Oakes. And there they are. And Babenko wants to go. And Jay, we do not need an incident here. .149 left.
Well, the 10th goal scored at 17:40 by number 11, Maxim Avinogenov, with assist to number 5, Nikolai Ignatov.
So there's the play. Well, Babenko has been the recipient of a few hard checks by the Colts, and he answers. And nothing comes of this, good thing. So Finneganov, Jay, that's while we're at this, let's pick out a few of the brighter lights for the Russians. And I'll pick two easy ones. Kvasha, Finneganov, Soloviev, the defenseman. And a player who's come to the fore is Krutuvostov. McLean for the Colts as they have a minute and 35 seconds to score, break up the shutout, and they won't this way. No man advantage. Jeff Scott is back, shoots a puck off the glass down the ice. Chushkin. McLean is in deep. The Russians flip it to center. Jeff Scott back all alone. The Russians a little hungry for goals. Dory will go nowhere, and Steckman is in trouble on the boards, and Chris Young and Dory fall down, and there's three Colts. You can cover them with a dime. Jeff Scott shoots the puck through the crease in the last minute of this game. Kersey to the corner, Ivanov from behind, and Kersey's down. And away with the puck is Bridge. Bridge to Rudolph. There's a penalty behind the play. Rudolph in deep to Charlie Murray. Murray is bodied by Grigoriev behind the puck, and We're behind the play, and we've got a little bit of chippiness with 28 seconds left.
Well, once again, this game was brought to you tonight by Shaw Cable and all our great guys in the truck.
You're going to have an interview after the game, Jay, with Carrington, I believe.
Yeah, I believe Yuri Carrington,
the old referee, or maybe the young young ex-referee. But he is the delegation head. This is his official title.
Yeah, it's a great idea for you and I to talk to Yuri and find out a little bit about their tour of Canada, as he is the delegation head.
American, the captain, is chased by Rudolph.